Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Laws. Welcome out there. What's going on out there in America? How are you? How are you? What's going on? Cope Doggy Dog is in the hizzy. What is going on? How's everybody doing today? Well, you know, it's another day in America. And of course, there's always another video of another jackboot thug pig who's trying to step on someone's rights to be free. Everybody do me a favor, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you would, please. Did you get a notification? Can you let me know? Put a 1 in the chat if you got a notification. Put a 2 in the chat if you did not get a notification that we were going live on Delete Laws. Do me a favor, everybody, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you would, please. Jackboot Thug Pig is acceptable in the comments section if you want to add that JBTP like Gloria did right there. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. You get it? So I saw this video. This video came across, and the guy does an intro here. We're going to cover this video. We're going to cover Junkyard Dog video as well. Pretty sad, really, overall. Let's jump into it.
You want to take the seat for me then?
No, I will not sit.
Cops always want you to sit down on the curb or sit on the ground.
All right. Well, I'm going to put you in handcuffs then, okay?
Just to be sure, so you didn't think you were hearing anything, I won't interrupt it. Look how quickly he pulls up to this guy and says, "Hey, I'm going to put you in torture cuffs."
You want to take the seat for me then?
No, I will not.
If you don't want to sit on the ground with the cop standing over you, well then.
All right. Well, I'm going to put you in handcuffs then, okay?
I refuse. If you do, I will be pressing a lawsuit against you.
Okay, you're being detained right now.
Film me, but in the process, if you film,
Do you understand that this is
Hold on,
public?
let me finish real quick.
Let me finish real quick. It's in the trifold and the cop card. Houston versus Hill, 1987. I have the right to interrupt you. I don't have to let you finish.
In the process of me filming,
Am I being detained?
You filming me?
Am I being detained?
Did you see these lights?
So does that mean I'm being
You
detained?
are being detained right
That's
now.
fine. I'm busy. Am I being detained? So I gotta get back to it.
You're a suspicious person walking around our facility. Yes, you're.
A suspicious person walking around our facility? That's our facility, you jackboot thug pig. You're lucky enough that we allow you to work there.
You're here being detained because I want to know who you are.
Oh, no. That detainment is not because you want to know who I am. Detainment comes from the 1968 case called Terry versus Ohio. Detainment isn't so you can identify me. That's not the principles of Terry.
Being detained.
Why are you at our facility taking pictures?
What's up, CT?
I don't have to answer any questions, not a single one. Not a single one. I don't have to answer any of your questions. And I'm not going to. But the thing is because you guys have been taught wrong, people say, I don't answer questions. That's not what you say. You say, I plead the Fifth Amendment. I don't answer questions is ineffective. I plead the Fifth Amendment is 100% effective.
Report on getting me the one with that sammed up and about them. So this video, so let's get right.
Further off the road, that's all I'm trying to do.
You want me?
Okay, so jackboot thug pig walks up to you. You're out there auditing. You have your camera. You have every right to film from anywhere in public. And this jackboot thug pig is going to walk up to you. He's going to approach you.
Let's get a good look further off the road, that's all I'm trying to do.
You want me to move off the road a little bit? Sure, I'll do that for you.
Yeah, just so I can get off.
Yeah, come on.
Okay,
I'll move.
that's all I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'll move.
You moving the parking lot?
I can't go on their property. I can't do that.
Oh, I'm asking you to.
No. If they ask me to, then I'd go. I can't do that.
They're saying that you were just on their property.
No, I was there. I got it all recorded, man. Up and down.
Okay, now to look at it.
You want to look at my
I
video?
just got the phone. Yeah.
Well, I've been up and down.
I'm going to have to look at it. It's called Discovery. And the only way you get Discovery from my camera is when it's compelled by the court or submitted to the court by me. You don't get to decide that you're going to say you get to look at my camera.
Can't do that.
They're saying that you were just on their property.
They're saying that.
Oh, I was there. I got it all recorded, man.
I got it all recorded, man. And then this cop, he thinks he's some omnipotent God.
Now to look at it.
I'm going to have to look at it. You mean you can request for me to look at my camera footage? That's the more correct thing to say there, bro.
You want to look at my video? Well, I've been up and down here. If they tell you otherwise, well, they can do a PPA. Yeah, they can do a PPA, and I can go.
You don't. You hear? He just said. He said it again. Listen to this.
I've been up and down here. If they tell you otherwise, well, they can do a PPA. Yeah, they can do a PPA.
Prove it to me. You are innocent until you are proven guilty. Did everybody hit the like button? Hit the like button, everybody. Just right down there. See that thumbs up thing there? Hit that like button real quick. Just pop the like button. I'll wait for you to do it just real quick here.
Yeah, and I can go ahead and go to jail, and they can go ahead and release me. No, I was about to move so you can move your car.
No, that's cool.
You sure?
I mean, I asked you to go in the parking lot. You're not going.
Yeah, I'm not going to go in the parking lot because that's on their property.
Okay.
And he already said I'm not allowed on their property.
So I'll just block this.
Right.
Then. That's fine.
I mean, if you want to, I can move down there and you can go ahead and park.
Now, I want to make this as easy as possible.
All right.
It's easiest as possible to inconvenience everybody driving down the road and leaving the publicly funded vehicle in the middle of the lane so that he can be a pig. This guy, remember, he can't do anything. He can't do anything, bro. He doesn't have any other skills. He could win a donut eating contest. He doesn't have any other skills.
No problem.
What's your name, man?
I don't want to give that, sir.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so as soon as he says, okay, so just so many mistakes were done here. There's so many mistakes that were done. You can't make silly mistakes. You just can't. When you're going to go out and put yourself in front of pigs and you know that by turning your camera on, the pigs are coming, okay? If you're going to go out and put yourself in front of the piggies, pigs. Thanks, Rob. For vice president, I think you're probably voting for Trump, huh? You're voting for a guy who wants to indemnify police. But hey, when it's a war zone, you say, I didn't tell you so. Good to see you, Rob. You know, there is a process to when you're going to film the police. There's a process. There is a process. And that process starts with invoking your rights. If you're going to walk out and you're going to film cops, you have to invoke your rights as you do so. You can't film cops and not say, I invoke my First Amendment right. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. When this, nice to see you, Ty. Thanks for coming. When, having a funny hair day today, huh? Look at that. Whoop, whoop. Okay. So when this cop right here, when he says these words right here, listen to the words he said.
Right. That's fine. I mean, if you want to, I can move down there and you can go ahead and park.
So he didn't invoke his First Amendment right. And then right here comes the big mistake.
I want to make this as easy as possible.
All right. No problem.
What's your name, man?
What's your name, man? Right there. Right when he asks you a question. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to be hardcore. You can say, respectfully, officer, I'm going to invoke my First Amendment right to be press. And then since you asked me what my name is, number 2, I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Rob is clarifying, I've never voted Chille, nor did I register to do so. There's a big Trump Biden fight going on right now, and I'm voting for Robert Kennedy Jr. So I don't want to get too lost in it, but thanks, Rob. Appreciate the super chats, man. It's nice of you, man. But this copper right here, the moment this copper asks you your name,
you go ahead and park.
Now, I want to make this as easy as possible.
All right. No problem.
What's your name, man?
there it is right there. What's your name, man? If you immediately invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, if you do it immediately, he can't ask you another question. This card should be in your palm. Your camera's in one hand, your card's in the other. That way you can just let him know. You can give it right to him. You can say, here you go, officer. Will you please read my card? It's like a credit card. You just read my card if you would, please, sir. Number 1, I invoke my First Amendment right. Number 2, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. It's numbered on the side here, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got to follow the directions here.
I don't want to give that, sir.
So he asked for his name.
Okay, well, I can tell you right now, unfortunately, you're being detained for a disorderly conduct violation because they're saying that you're on the property, okay? and you were cursing at
You
me.
can read that and return it in 1 minute.
I just want your side
Nope.
of the
If you're
story.
saying disorderly conduct, if that's my charge, they can take me in. I'll go ahead and do a PPA, and they can go ahead and arrest me, and I'll go ahead and fight it in court. As I said, I got it all on camera.
Well, that's great. I'd rather you just.
I understand it, but it's not my due diligence to prove anything. It's their job to prove I was wrong.
Harder than it has to be. Then?
I'm not making it harder. They called the cops. I didn't call you.
Right.
But you can read that, or you can return it. But it's explaining the law.
I know what the law is. I'm just
Okay, do you want to read it?
Story.
Do you want to read it? I told you my story. I was taking pictures out here. Now I can have my property back. If you don't
He didn't even look at it. He never even pulled it up to his eyes. He never even took a look.
want to read it, that's fine.
Right now, I'm paying attention to you.
That's fine. Am I being detained?
You are. I just told you.
For what crime?
For disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct.
You want to give your side of the story now, or?
No, I'll wait till they tell you theirs.
Okay.
And if they tell you I was in their property, that's fine.
All right.
But I wasn't.
You want to take a seat for me then?
No, I will not sit.
All right. Well, I'm going to put you in handcuffs then, okay?
I refuse. If you do, I will be pressing a lawsuit against you.
Okay, you're being
Wow.
detained right now.
If you put me in handcuffs, you'll be getting a lawsuit.
Wow.
258. You might come over here for a second, please.
Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me call my lawyer then. Let me call my lawyer.
So this is where that new company that those guys started. Let's see if he's going to jump on the phone with his lawyer.
He says I'm being detained.
Hey, he's being detained right now. I'm going to put him in handcuffs.
I'm calling my lawyer right now.
He's gonna,
He didn't want to read my information. I told him before already. I've been up and down here, not on their property, on a public easement. It's up to you to do what you want to do, but I'm calling my lawyer.
They just said he was taking pictures. They confronted him. They kind of got back and forth verbally, but that was it.
Okay. So they're saying he didn't go on the property.
They said he was in the driveway. They didn't say he went past the gate or anything like that into the property.
Are they wanting to press charges?
No, they didn't.
No, they're not. Okay.
No.
That's a different story than I got.
Yeah.
Oh, they want to press charges?
Okay.
So what story did you get?
Well, they thought they were saying you were on their property.
So hold on a second. I want you to recognize something here. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if torture cuffs are always torture. You can just write it in there. Torture cuffs are always torture. Write that right in. Put it right in the comments section. Torture cuffs are always torture. Okay. So if we understand that torture cuffs are always torture, then let's break this little segment right here down so that we understand what happens to you.
He was in the driveway.
Okay, so they're arguing whether or not he was in the driveway, if he was on the property. So even if he was on the property, let's say he was dancing in the front yard and they have a video of it. Let's just say, okay, you still don't need to. So torture cuffs, restraining someone is supposed to be so that they don't hurt themselves or hurt others. That's why you have torture cuffs.
Say he went past the gate or anything like that into the property.
Are they wanting to press charges?
No, they didn't.
No, they're not. Okay.
No.
That's
So as soon as those people decide they don't want to press charges, you don't have to be tortured. So all you have to do is call the cops and say that you want to press charges on somebody and they automatically have to be tortured. Look at the logic.
so they're saying he didn't go on the property.
So they're saying all the person on the phone has to say is that you did step on my property. And if you did step on my property, well, he's got it right there. He has in his hand right there what's going to happen to you if you stepped on somebody's property. Isn't that a little bit ludicrous? I don't care if you were dancing a jig. I don't care if you were doing the worm or the robot. Who cares? Why do you need to go in torture cuffs for stepping on someone's property, even if you were trespassing? Let's say he was trespassing. Let's just say, for example, he was trespassing. Okay, fine. So then why does he need to go in torture cuffs? You got him off the property now. You got the authorities standing in front of him. Why does he have to go in torture cuffs?
They said he was in the driveway. They didn't say he went past the gate or anything like that into the property.
Are they wanting to press charges?
No, they didn't.
No, they're not. Okay.
No.
That's a different story than I got.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me put these torture devices away then. If they don't want me to torture him, then I'm not going to torture him. All you have to do is call. And whoever you want to be tortured and abused and beaten, maybe murdered, all you have to do is call 911. You'll get the person killed.
Want to press charges? Okay. So what story did you get?
Well, they thought they were saying you were on their property and you wouldn't leave, and you're blocking trucks.
I wasn't blocking anything.
then-
That's
I know,
a false report.
Right,
Yeah, if they want to
just like
take me
we're
to jail,
talking
that's
to you
up
right now, you start talking to somebody, you get a little more information as you talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
But
And so that's what they
but
finally
can you
said.
answer
They
me
said,
this?
Yeah,
Is it my job to answer your questions?
you don't have to answer my questions.
There we go. Now, he says I'm detained for disorderly. Am I still being detained?
You
They don't want to press charges. You know, like I'm
So if I wanted to press charges, they'd be detained, right? You put them in handcuffs the same way?
What's that?
You put them in the handcuffs the same way if they were detained, right?
I was investigating them for doing some sort of offense, and they weren't complying with anything I asked them to do.
So as I was trying to give him...
So he tries to, and then down here, the auditor actually writes a note here. He writes this note. Let me see if I can read it. Wow, he admits that he will use physical violence because you won't do what he asked you to do. So let's throw the law out the window and be movie cops instead. And this auditor asks a very, very fair and intelligent.
They don't want to press charges. You know, like I'm saying.
So
Okay, so if he doesn't want to press charges, you're no longer detained. This video is so eye-opening.
if I wanted to press charges, they'd be detained, right? You put them in handcuffs the same way?
So he's saying if I want to press charges against them, would they be detained in handcuffs as well? Because remember, you're just standing on the road. You don't need to be put in torture cuffs. No matter if he's breaking the law or not, he still doesn't need to be in torture cuffs. Even if he has to be arrested, the cops could ask him, with these body cams on right here, hey, the judge is watching this. You have to come downtown to be booked because you kicked these people's dog, so you're going to be charged with animal cruelty. Come with us and get in the car. We have these cameras on right here. And if you don't, the judge is going to see it. And you can run away. But if you do, we're going to come to your house with a bus and 10 guys, and we're going to take you. What do you want to do? This man's going to get in the vehicle. This torture cuff system, this oppression, authoritarianism, it no longer has to be because of this little box right here on these pigs.
What's that?
You put them in the handcuffs the same way if they were detained, right?
I was investigating them for doing some sort of offense.
For doing some sort of offense? You mean like walking on someone's lawn? Like walking in someone's driveway? You have to be tortured for that? That's an offense? And who are these dumb, moronic hillbillies? Some sort of offense. It's called an offense. It's not an offense, okay? It's called an offense. You dumb shit.
And they weren't complying with anything I asked them to do.
So as I was trying to give him...
Comply with what? Give me your identification? He doesn't have to give you his ID. Sit on the ground? He doesn't have to sit on the ground. He can be detained in that area with this little box you have on your chest, you dumb shit.
I am complying, but here's 3802.
I'm blocking all in, Sally. Let's get out
Yeah,
of here.
I tried to go ahead and let him, but if you want to read that for me.
I'm familiar.
So he doesn't want to get educated.
None of them want to read the law. None of them want to learn anything. They're a bunch of dunce cap pigs.
That's the problem. Briggs, what's your badge number?
Let's get out of here.
What's your badge number, sir? I'm asking.
1447.
1447?
I gotta get out of the road, okay?
I asked you to get out the roadway earlier. But I can't pass back here, sir.
Huh?
I can't pass back here.
Why?
That's their property. See this? This is my safety sign.
So these people called the cops on a guy. I mean, I hate to say it, looks racist as fuck to me. Just because he's black outside filming? Well, you know what? They probably would have called the cops on anybody. So maybe it wasn't racist. It's actually a beautiful shot. Look at the trees. And then this big building here. But why'd they call the cops on the man?
See that telephone pole? Yeah.
Okay.
This is my easement.
Well, here's the thing. Anything else I could do for you? They're not
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my easement.
Well, here's the thing. Anything else I could do for you?
How about you could just quit this job, bro? Get whatever retirement you got and do something noble with your life. Do something good. You joined an evil, evil empire. You joined an evil organization.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my easement.
Well, here's the thing. Anything else I could do for you?
No, dude, you can't do shit for me. I never wanted to interact with you. I never wanted to talk to you. I never wanted to be in the situation where you're claiming to be in control over me. I never asked for any of this. Anything else you can do for me? You can go pound sand. You can get the flock out of here. Go have a ham sandwich, you jackboot thug pig. I'm free. I can film anything from the public easement that I can see with my eyes. I want you to go over there and threaten those people to put them in handcuffs. That's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. That's literally what I want you to do. Go knock on their door and tell them, can I get your ID? And if they say no, say you're not complying. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. You're just being detained, though. You're just being detained. Torture cuffs are always, always, always torture.
They're not wanting to press charges. They just say you didn't do anything. So,
Well, I didn't commit a crime. See, son, see that?
They're not wanting to press charges. Press charges for what exactly, though?
That
That's for the
telephone
road,
pole? Yeah.
Okay.
This is my easement.
Well, here's the thing. Anything else I could do for you? They're not wanting to press charges. They just say you didn't do anything. So,
Well, I didn't commit a crime, so it
I
wouldn't matter.
understand.
So, but do you understand 3802, sir?
yes, sir.
Yeah. And that means I don't have to ID or anything until I've been lawfully arrested.
Yes, sir. I agree. I
Okay.
understand all that.
So if that man, he detained me. I like the incident report since I was detained.
He never detained.
He said I got it on film, sir.
No, did he?
He said I was legally being detained. He can tell you right now.
Okay, if he never put handcuffs on you or anything like
That doesn't matter.
No. Not only did he say he was detained, he threatened to torture cuff him. These pigs just don't understand. This pig wouldn't understand unless we put him in torture cuffs. Pigs don't understand unless they get put in torture cuffs. Until these pigs are subjected to what we are subjected to. Remember, subjected is what you're subjected to. You're the subject, is how the pigs refer to you, as a subject or a perpetrator. So these pigs need to be put in torture cuffs. They need to understand how painful it actually is, how humiliating, how debilitating it is. You don't have any functionality. You can't go pee. You can't scratch your nose. Your wrists are hurting. Pigs need to go in torture cuffs. All of them.
Matter. I was detained. I would like an incident report.
Okay.
So I can go ahead and press file a report against this officer for detaining me for no crime.
You'd have to go up to the South Lake Police Department.
No, sir. The report was on me. I can get that report right now. I want that incident number.
I'll tell you what, meet me at the station, I'll give it to you.
That's not how it works. Can you get your supervisor?
I am the supervisor.
Can you get your supervisor, please?
Sure. Meet me at the station and I'll have you talk to me.
No, sir.
I'm not
I would
gonna
like
have
to
you come out here.
either give me an incident report or, I'm just going to have to, this is getting more difficult than what it has to be. Why are you so uptight? Why
Because
can't
we're
you
on the
just
side
give
of
me?
the road right now.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
on an
earlier.
easement.
Okay, are you gonna let me talk?
Go on.
You're asking me a question, let me answer.
So this was the slow kid in high school, They'd be like, so Billy, who was the 5th president of the United States? And was that the last of the founding fathers, the 5th president?
Okay? All right. When I was asking you questions earlier, trying to get your side of the story, you didn't want to share anything.
No, I have a right to remain silent. I don't have to tell you any story. They created some magical land called detainment that, well, it just is fake. It's to hurt you, to cheat you.
I told you I was here to get your side of the story.
Right, and was I fleeing from you or fighting with you or anything put you in danger?
No, you weren't.
So why would you put me in handcuffs?
I told you were going to be detained. I asked you a simple thing was for my safety, and your safety was to sit on the ground.
So here's the thing about sitting on the ground.
So
you don't know if I have medical issues, man.
Down, okay?
Can I get an incident report?
I told you go.
Can
to
I
the
get an
police
incident
station. I'll
report?
look it up for you, okay?
Can I get an incident report?
Yeah.
See, this citizen wants to follow the step-by-step procedures and protocols that they supposedly put into place. That's all he wants to do. He wants to follow the procedures that are supposed to be for freedom and liberty, for rule of law, for law and order, so that there would be an order to the law. And these cops, when he says, I want to follow procedure, they didn't follow procedure by detaining him. They didn't follow procedure by threatening to put him in torture cuffs. They're not following any procedures. They're just willy-nilly out there. They hire the dumbest guys they can. Take a look at these two guys. Let me tell you something. Take that clown costume off them and put them in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Couple douchebags. Really, put them in jeans and a t-shirt. Put them in their underwear. Take a look at this guy in his underwear. Take a look at him in his underwear. He's not a cop. He's a joke. IQ barely above 80.
Yes, you can.
Can I get it right here, right
At the
now?
police
Can I get the number right here? Because I know you can pull it up in your.
Write it down.
Yeah, if you want to write it out, or just tell me. Right here, 1 second.
You let me know when you're ready.
Auditing while black. That should be a new term.
All right.
Just want to get the incident number, please. It's gonna be 20SP
0 SP
0137
0137
62.
62.
All right,
That's it?
that's it.
All right. That's all I need to know, man.
Okay.
I don't know why you gotta make it difficult, man. I think incident report. You're gonna be on my way.
That's all you need, sir.
You too, man.
That's all you need.
That's all I wanted. You know. All right.
Is that all you need? I mean, he kind of looks annoyed.
Did you have your name and badge number as well?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a business card? That's awesome,
business
dude.
card
Dang,
on
man,
you.
you fancy, dude.
C. Garrett. Is that a Texas 817 number? You know, I mean, just take a look here. I'm going to zoom in over here. Take a look at this guy during this interaction.
Number as well? Yeah. Oh, you got a business card? That's awesome,
business
dude.
card
Dang,
on
man,
you.
you fancy, dude. Here we go.
All right.
All right, we all good?
All right, man. Look forward to the video, man. Yep.
They hire the biggest dingleberries ever.
Good one.
Walk off, boys. Walk off. Enjoy that walk. Get going. Get going.
So this is one of those officers who wants to put you in cuffs just because he's there on the call.
That's right. Well, you're black too, bro. It's you know, not everything's racist. Policing is racist. But you know, at the same time, I always go back to he'd want to put anybody in torture cuffs. Well, we saw that white guy yesterday, man. That cop really loved him. He thought the world of the guy. He wanted to be his friend. So it's just a weird system.
G-Tag was 100% on point with this audit, and I'm glad he pointed out the fact that if the roles were reversed and G-Tag called the cops on the business, would the cop ask them to sit on the ground and put them in handcuffs? I'm also confused on how the officers investigating the individual being on their property turned into disorderly conduct. I heard the officer say something about the language he used, which is protected under the First Amendment, but the cop never brought that back up. He only focused on G-Tag going on their property, which would be trespassing, if anything. It's crucial for law enforcement officers to conduct a thorough investigation before taking any action that could infringe upon the individual's rights or liberty. In the legal system, individuals are supposed to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. So conducting an investigation allows law enforcement officers to gather all relevant information and evidence before making determinations or taking actions that may impact an individual's freedom or reputation. Rushing to judgment or taking immediate action without a proper investigation can also result in unjust outcomes.
But that's what they're doing. They're rushing to judgment. They're saying somebody called on you. They go up there to see if there's any reasonable suspicion. They don't even check for reasonable suspicion. They just say you got to go in torture cuffs.
So I encourage everyone out there to learn your rights so they won't easily be violated. Let's continue.
How are we doing? How are we doing?
Ooh, I like the silence.
Your contact is non-consensual, sir.
You see those lights? This isn't consensual. So I'm stopping you because you're filming the kid, okay? I understand that you have an issue with law enforcement. I understand that you're trying to film me, but in the process of you filming,
Do you understand that this is public?
Let me finish real quick.
No. Don't let him finish. Tell him you cite directly off of your Fifth Amendment cop card. You say, I'm not going to let you finish, actually. I'm going to interrupt you. Do you understand that? I'm not going to let you finish. You don't get to keep talking over me when I don't want to talk to you.
You're filming the kid, okay? I understand that you have an issue with law enforcement. I understand that you're trying to film me.
No, we all have an issue with people who call themselves law enforcers. Put a 1 in the chat if you have an issue with these people who call themselves law enforcers. We all have an issue with you, bud. We all do. It's not just you. We don't have an issue with law enforcement. We have an issue with peace officers who magically became law enforcers. You never signed a law enforcement agreement. You don't have any law enforcement paperwork. You got a peace officer certificate. You magically became an enforcer the moment you graduated from peace officer school. That's the issue we have. Has nothing to do with you have an issue with law enforcement. No, I have an issue with pigs who call themselves law enforcers. You're not a law enforcer. You're literally, your job is to uphold the individual liberties of Americans. That's your job, pig. That's your job, bro.
But in the process of you filming,
Do you understand that this is public?
Let me finish real quick. In the process of me filming.
No, don't let him finish. Just keep talking right over him. You pull out your Fifth Amendment cop card. Cop says, let me finish. Number 6, cop says, let me talk. Don't interrupt me. You tell the pig, I have this card right here that I'm showing on camera for this moment right here. So when the cop says, let me finish, I could pull this card out. I could put it right in your face. Cop says, let me talk. Don't interrupt me. I'm going to say what's in the yellow. My right to free speech is protected by the First Amendment. Houston versus Hill. It's my right to interrupt the police. I only have this card in my pocket for this moment. For when a pig tells me, let me talk. Let me finish. No, I'm not. Matter of fact, say, oh, play may. Come out and play with me. And bring your dollies 3, climb up my apple tree, slide down my rainbow into the pot of gold, and we'll be happy friends forevermore, more. Just a childhood jingle I knew for when you clapped the hands with your sister when you were a kid. I'm just singing the jingle because I have a right to interrupt you. I will interrupt you. As a matter of fact, I'm showing you the law on the card so that I can show the camera so that if you illegally detain me or you arrest me, I can sue your jackboot thug pig ass. I set you up. I hope to get paid from this. I hope to get your peace officer certificate stripped from you. That's my goal here, pig. I'm filming this over here so I can get your job. You're right. I got a problem with pigs who call themselves law enforcers. When you go back to being a man, when you go back to the peace officer certificate, that peace officer standards and training that you signed, and you go back to uphold, if you actually have a novel principle that your job is to uphold the civil liberties of Americans, then and only then will I let you talk. I have this card right here so that I can tell you you're not going to talk over me. You are not going to talk over me. That's not going to happen. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Plain and simple.
Okay. I understand that you have an issue with law enforcement. I understand that you're trying to film me, but in the process of you filming,
Do you understand that this is public?
Let me finish real quick. In the process of me filming,
Am I being detained?
You filming me.
Am I being detained?
Did you see these lights?
So does that mean I'm being detained?
You are being detained right now. Why?
What reasonable suspicion, articulable suspicion?
Filming a child. That is why. And I was trying to explain that to you. But you want to interrupt me just to ask.
So am I under arrest?
Okay, so now this is a chance. You said, I want to interrupt you. Actually, have you read the 1987 case of Houston versus Hill? It's on the cop card that I have to show you right here. See at the bottom right here, it says Houston versus Hill. This is the 1987 case. You can read it on justia.org. You can read it on oyes.org. You can read it all across anywhere on the internet. Houston versus Hill says clearly that it's my right to interrupt you. So I'm going to continue to interrupt you as you try to cop-splain to me. I'm going to talk right over you. Maybe I'll even talk a little louder when I'm talking, just to be sure I don't have to hear your pig-splaining. Don't want to hear your cop-splaining garbage. Don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. La 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 la. Didn't we do that? Remember when you were a kid? This guy's acting like a child. I'm going to act like a child right back. I don't have to listen to you. You're not my daddy. You're not related to me. I'm the alpha. You're the beta. You can sit there. You can get the flock out of my face, pig.
So are you going to arrest me for filming the sir?
All right.
In public?
Listen.
I don't need to listen to your contact is non-consensual.
You can't ask me a question and then not allow me to answer it.
Actually, I can. Actually, I really can.
Like how? Why would you ask the question if you're not going to let me answer?
So that I can shame you and humiliate you and disrespect you publicly on camera. So I can then put the video online and other people will disrespect you publicly. That's my goal here.
Why? Why even ask the question then?
So that I can disrespect you. Don't you understand it? Disrespect these pigs right to their face. Tell them you are the enemy of freedom. You are the enemy of liberty. You are an oppressive tyrant in America. The fear in the night is you. When people get in their car and they drive down the road, it's not a gangbanger. It's not a road rager they're afraid of. It's you. So I'm going to interrupt you and I'm going to talk over you. I would let you talk, but I don't want to hear your bullshit. That's how you talk to these pigs. Disrespect these pigs. disrespect them openly. And why? Because we have to change the system.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
Does that make sense to ask a question
Yes.
and then not allow anybody to answer?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
I'm not going to allow you to answer because I want to humiliate you. Just like you would. So put a 1 in the chat if this pig right now would so easily put this man in torture cuffs, take him down to the dungeon, and charge him with multiple crimes. Put a 1 in the chat if this pig would do that. If in 2 seconds flat, he would torture cuff you, drag you to the dungeon, charge you with crimes. 2 seconds. As soon as you turned around and put your hands behind your back, he would have no problem, none, taking you to a dungeon, brother.
So, just so you understand, since I didn't get a say when I initially started talking to you, I understand that you are filming. You are free to film. I have no issue with that. We are on public property. I have no issue with that.
If you have no issue with that, then back the fluck up, bro.
So you know I am filming as well.
Yeah, but we won't get the footage.
Okay. Body cam for video and audio.
Yeah, but we don't, we're not going to get the footage. You're going to hide the footage. Put a 1 in the chat if you know the pigs are hiding the footage. Stop the nonsense. Stop the cap.
All right. So the reason I'm coming over to talk with you is because you are filming. I understand that you like to film us and make sure that we are doing our job correctly and proficiently. I understand that. I have no issue with that. But in the process of you filming me, you're filming a child.
It doesn't matter, dude. You can film anything you can see from the public. Let me explain it to you, okay? If you leave your front door open and you decide that you want to sit down and and go number 2, and you sit down and I'm on the toilet and I'm going number 2, and my mama leaves the front door wide open, and someone's standing on the sidewalk and they're filming. That person on the sidewalk, if there's a straight line of sight to my bathroom where I'm sitting there pooping, they could film me. You can film anything you can see from the public. The fact that this pig doesn't know that is just infuriating. You're also filming a kid. Ooh, you're filming the children. That kid has access to everything adults have access to online. The kids are not going to remain as young as we did if you're Gen X or you're Boomer. They're not going to remain as young as we because of the exposure to pornography, violence, opportunity, travel. It's all changed. It's all changed.
Understand that you like to film us and make sure that we are doing our job.
No, I don't like to film you. It's a compulsion. I can't stop myself.
Correctly and proficiently. I understand that.
No, you don't understand that, or you wouldn't be hostile towards me. You'd be happy that I'm here filming the bad cops.
I have no issue with that.
You do.
But in the process of you filming me, you're filming a child.
Okay, but the child can be filmed if he's seen in public.
Okay.
Children their souls are not escaping from their body because they get caught on camera, okay? Let's stop the cap.
Of all the different interactions that you've had with law enforcement, that is the reason I came over here to speak with you, okay?
What did he just say?
That you've had with law enforcement.
Okay, so okay. He said that you're filming a child in public, so you're a dunce cap pig.
Okay. Of all the different interactions that you've had with law enforcement, that is the reason I came over here to speak with you, okay?
So hold on a second. Because of all the interactions I've had with law enforcement, that is the reason why you're here to speak with me? What's the RAS? What's your reasonable articulable suspicion? You just said I've had multiple interactions with pigs because I film pigs because I'm an activist. You already admitted when you came up, I'm an activist. You said that I film pigs. You said that that's what I do. And so now you're saying the only reason you're interacting with me is because all the time I film the pigs. Okay, fine. What's your reasonable articulable suspicion to detain me right now? You said this is non-consensual. So that must mean I'm being detained. You have your emergency lights on. You said, take a look at my lights. This is not consensual. So now you're saying that you're detaining me because I film cops? The cop just talked him into a federal civil rights lawsuit. If this auditor wanted to sue this pig, he could. He talked himself into it. He admitted that he's over there talking to him because he films police. This is the reason why you don't talk to cops. The cop doesn't even know that he walked himself into a lawsuit if this auditor wanted to sue. You can't be detained because you film people. That's not a legal detainment. That is a load of poop.
Do you understand that? Mr. Do you understand what I just said?
I plead the fifth, sir.
Okay.
Your
Finally.
contact is non-consensual.
Finally. God bless you, auditor. I plead the fifth. It's a lot easier to plead the Fifth Amendment if you got this card right here and you just show it to him and it says number 2, I invoke the fifth. Number 3, I invoke the fifth. Number 4, I invoke the fifth. Number 1 is I invoke my First Amendment right. Number 2 is I invoke the fifth. Number 3 is I plead the fifth. And then it's on camera. Because this auditor could sue this pig for the things that he said. He could sue him. He's not going to get any damages. He's going to get what's called a declaratory judgment, where the court will then declare that this pig is out of line and that he violated this guy's rights. And, it may go in his jacket. He might get written up and maybe face 8 hours of retraining where he gets paid for retraining.
It isn't consensual. This is not a consensual encounter. You are detained.
Okay, for what?
This is not.
So this pig, look, I'm not going to interrupt it. Listen.
Correctly and proficiently. I understand that. I have no issue with that.
Okay, and then he says, I'm here because of the previous encounters you've had with police. And then he goes on to admit that he's illegally detaining him.
But in the process of you filming me, you're filming a child. Okay? Of all the different interactions that you've had with law enforcement, that is the reason I came over here to speak with you.
That's not Raz.
Do you understand that?
America got it. That's not Raz.
Mr. Do you understand what I just said?
I plead the fifth.
There it
sir.
is.
Okay.
Your contact is non-consensual.
Way to go.
It isn't consensual. This is not a consensual encounter. You are detained. This is not a.
For what crime am I being detained for?
You didn't, though.
For filming a child. Yes.
Are you
for filming a
real,
child?
dude?
Did he just say that?
That to
For
me.
filming a child.
For filming a child.
You dumb pig. Put in the comment section JBTP, Jack Booth Thug Pig.
Yes.
Are you for real, dude?
No, he is for real. This man is for real. I really am a dumb shit. See that? Oh, well, time to tend the rabbits, Lenny. Time to tend the rabbits. This guy, he originally signed up for the police academy when he was getting rid of his hair lip. And once he got into the police academy, they understand they had a major surgery that they never tell anybody about that was able to clear his hair lip. So he learned how to speak properly through the police department. He's able now to articulate properly. And so because of that, now he has this deep affinity for the blue thin line. He makes sure that he can talk clearly. It's illegal to film a child from the tweet.
In public?
Were you not filming me talking to that? My point exactly.
He asked another question. This cop walked himself into a federal civil rights lawsuit. Caveman's cammed up. I hope you see that I covered this. Bro, you could sue this pig for the things he said here. He's clearly violating your rights. Clearly.
Am I free to go, sir?
You are not free to go.
Am I under arrest,
sir? Supervisor on his way.
Who is your supervisor?
You're more than welcome to speak with him. His name is Sparkman.
His name is Richard Holder. His name is Richard Holder, and his friends call him Dick. Dick Holder.
Who is your supervisor?
You're more than welcome to speak with him. His name is Sparkman. Officer Sparkman. So, why are we filming a chick?
Your name and badge number, sir.
I know that you can see it, but it's all.
Wow. So just so you guys know, we're at 12 minutes and 40 seconds right here. Right here, if we go back to 11:30
and make sure that we are doing our job correctly and proficiently. I understand. Okay. Of all the different, do you understand that? Mr. Do you understand what I just said?
I plead the fifth, sir.
So right there at 11 minutes and 56 seconds, you can see the timestamp down here. He can't ask another question. He can't ask any more questions at all.
Okay.
Your contact is non-consensual.
This is not a.
For what are you
filming me talking to that?
That's another question. He just violated his oath to the Constitution. My God.
My point exactly.
Am I free to go, sir?
You are not free to go.
Am I under
have
arrest,
my
sir?
supervisor on his way.
Who is your
So
supervisor?
You're more than welcome to speak with him. His name is Sparkman. Officer Sparkman.
His name is Richard Holder.
Why are we filming a chip?
Your name and badge number, sir.
I know that you can see it, but it's Officer Horton. Badge number.
He's asked 3 additional questions after the man invoked his Fifth Amendment right.
ZH462. Okay. Anything else I can answer for you before I go back to my question?
What articulable reasonable suspicion of a crime have I committed that made you detain me, sir?
Why do I continue to answer that question specifically if I've already made?
Because you haven't stated a law that says I can't film a child in public.
It is illegal to film a child.
Are you? You haven't stated a law that says I can't film a child in public.
It is illegal to film a child.
Are you ridiculous, dude?
It is illegal to film.
Can you guys write this in the comment section for me? Dunce Cap Pig. Dunce Cap Pig. Can you just put that in the comment section for me? Take a look at what a dunce cap this guy is. I mean, I honestly I've seen a lot of dumb pigs in my life. I've seen very few pigs as dumb as this one. This is one of the dumbest pigs. One of the dumbest pigs I've ever seen.
Anything else I can answer for you before I go back to my question?
What articulable reasonable suspicion of a crime have I committed that made you detain me, sir?
Why do I continue to answer that question specifically if I've already made?
Because you haven't stated a law that says I can't film a child in public.
It is illegal to film a child.
Are you ridiculous, dude?
It is illegal to film. It is. Do you?
It is illegal. Don't walk outside with your kid, because if you walk outside with your kid, someone's going to film him in public, and then you're going to cause much people go to jail. And if you're a kid and you're walking down the street, just look around, see if anybody's filming you. If anybody's filming you, you call 911 and you say, "There's a guy filming me on 4th and Main Street. Get down here right away. Bring the paddy wagon." He actually believes the shit he's saying. These pigs are so stupid.
Do you have that parent's consent to film that child? Do you have that parent's consent to film their child? I didn't think so.
That's 5 questions, 6 questions after he's invoked his Fifth Amendment right.
Okay. So this is my supervisor. So I stepped out.
Okay, hold on a second.
So this is my supervisor. So I stepped out with him.
Okay, what police department is that?
So this is my supervisor.
What does that say? Can someone tell me that? ZEPHY.
Supervisor.
Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. Let me come back to you guys real quick here. Let me come back to y'all here. All right, let's take a look here. It's going to be, let's take a look. It's going to be ZEPHYAHILLS Police Department. It's in Florida. It's in Florida.
You have reached the Zephyr Hills Police Department. If you have an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. If you would like to dial by last name, press 9. To reach our communication section, to report a crime or make a complaint, press 1. To contact our criminal investigation section, press 2. To reach our records section, press 3. To contact our property and evidence section, press 4. To reach a member of the administration, press 5. For Lieutenant Hillen, press 1. For Lieutenant Gardner, press 2. For administration, press 3.
Got to be careful. Make sure I. Just make sure that. I'm so sorry. What'd you say, ma'am?
This is the Zephyr Hills Police Department.
Zephyr Hills. Is this a lieutenant or a commander or a captain or one of the other military call signs where someone's in charge of other people?
No, this is the secretary. How can I assist you?
Oh, my name's ChilleDeCastro. I'm a civil rights activist and a journalist. All my calls are recorded. And what I do is I watch videos on the internet of where police departments completely and utterly get up. And in this particular case, your copper on the street, he violated his oath to the Constitution. A man pled his Fifth Amendment right, and that dirty jackboot thug pig, he just continued to ask him questions. And that's why I'm calling you now. I want to redress this police department. I want to talk to someone who has some sort of level of command over other individuals, and I want to make sure that this never happens again. The Fifth Amendment's unequivocal.
Do you know which officer this was?
I got a video of it. I can send it in. Is there an email address where I can send it to you?
Sure. That way I know whose supervisor to address it to. And what was your first name?
My name's Chille, Chille. My last name is DeCastro. I have a channel on YouTube and I got a channel on Instagram, and I'm an activist. And, the big thing for me is I teach people about invoking their Fifth Amendment right. Well, it's on camera that I saw a gentleman invoke his Fifth Amendment right in front of that dirty pig, and that dirty pig kept on questioning him. And you can't do that. If he doesn't want to be called a dirty pig, wants to be called a police officer, then when someone invokes their Fifth Amendment right, then you need to shut the front door and stop asking questions. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, I want to be respectful to everybody, but I don't respect people who don't respect our rights, if that makes any sense.
And I can certainly get you in touch with that supervisor. Did you want to send it to, you can send it to my email.
Great. What's your email address?
All right. It's C as in Charlie.
C as in Charlie.
Sweet S, C as in Charlie. Sweet SWEET.
C Sweet.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at police.
At police.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long one. Zephyr Hills.
Zephyr Hills. ZEPH.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. I got that.
HILLS.FL for Florida.
Can you shoot me an email? And I'll fire you one back? Is that possible, ma'am?
That works for you.
My
what is your email?
It's delete laws, DELETE, and then LAWZ, DELETE, So it's just delete laws, but instead of an S, you put a Z at gmail.com. And then what I'll do is I'll send you back this video, and this copper, he should be suspended. Not with pay. He should be suspended. If you're going to clearly violate the rights of free Americans on the streets, you should be suspended, at least. At the very minimum. He should actually be fired.
Well, I'll definitely take a look at that or forward it to the supervisor. And was that B as in boy or D as in dog for the first initial?
It's delete, like the word control alt delete. Delete laws, LAWZ. See, because it's my contention as an activist that we've created so many laws that you can go to jail for anything and everything. Because of the 2001 case of Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, that everything is arrestable. Well, if you create a law that it's illegal to throw your gum on the sidewalk, well, then that person can go to jail if they do it in front of a copper. And so that's the reason my channel is called Delete Laws.
Okay. I'll certainly send you an email. Go ahead and send it back to me, and I'll get you in touch with the supervisor.
I can't wait. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Do you want to transfer? Is there a lieutenant or anybody in now?
Not at this time.
Okay. So
anybody. That's why, yeah. We'll start with the supervisor. We'll go through the chain of command.
Okay. So then you and I will just communicate back and forth privately on email, and then maybe we can get a lieutenant or a captain or a commander or a general and get them on the phone so we can talk about what's that?
We'll start with the sergeant.
Sergeant.
Once I find out who that officer is.
Okay, so how does it go? It goes copper, basic police copper, and then it goes sergeant, and then it goes
officers.
Officer.
We have officers, sergeant,
lieutenant,
and chief.
Chief. Is there anything above is there a commander above the chief, or is there?
No.
Okay, so it goes lieutenant, chief. So it goes officer, sergeant, lieutenant, chief. Those are the 4 different levels in your department. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. And then, so the guy who's there now, that is the current. So is the chief going to look at this after the sergeant and the lieutenant, or is it going to be?
Well, I mean, there'll be a process, so we'll get you in touch with the supervisor, and then we'll go from there. And then if that needs to be escalated, then we'll certainly work it from that point. But without looking at it or getting you in touch with that supervisor, I can't make that call.
It looks like this copper in this video, it looks like he has a couple stripes. I mean, I got a clear cut shot of his face, and then there's
I'll know.
Okay.
I'll know who it is. I'll be able to direct that to the individual.
How big is that? How big of a department is that over there in Florida? What do you guys got? A dozen cops? 2 dozen cops?
No, we have 45.
Oh, it's a pretty big department.
I think we have 37 currently filled, but we typically have 45 positions.
40.
They're not all filled.
Why do you think that is? How come you think they're not being filled?
Oh, it's tough right now. Well,
yeah.
First of all, 5 of them were just this budget year, so it did just get funded.
Did they? So they got funded. Did they get funded through the 1994 COPS program? In the 1994 crime bill, there was something called the CO.
You're probably going to have to speak to a supervisor. I'm just the secretary. I'm not going to have all those answers for you.
Right.
You can certainly ask those questions in more detail.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Listen, I super appreciate your time. You're very respectful and kind to me, and I appreciate it. Listen, I don't really like coppers, but at the same time, it's only because what I see so much of. I see so much of the coppers violating rights. This guy, he says, I plead the 5th Amendment, and then this dirty cop, he just kept asking questions. You can't do that.
Okay.
Well,
go ahead and send me that. And,
okay.
And like I said, I'll get you in touch with the supervisor. Okay.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
All right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, she was sweet as apple pie. Right? So you guys, if y'all are making phone calls and you're doing what I'm doing and you're recording the call, did you see how slick I put it in there? Did you see how slick I said, my name is ChilleDeCastro. I'm an activist. All my calls are recorded. And I just wanted to talk about, but did you see how I slip it in there? All my calls are recorded. Did you see how I did that real quick? So what that does is that clears me of any liability. Is Florida a single party consent state, or is it a 2-party consent state? Do I have to have informed the person that they're being recorded, like in Pennsylvania or in Maryland? Those are 2-party consent states. I have to make sure that the other party knows that I'm recording. I don't know off the top of my head. If someone can tell me in the chat, is Florida a 2-party consent state, or only one party has to know that the phone call is being recorded? So you want to protect yourself, and you want to make sure that you rattle off your spiel and say, listen, my name's ChilleDeCastro. I'm an activist. All my calls are recorded. I just want to talk about this cop I saw on the street. You see, I put the emphasis on, I want to talk about this cop that I saw on the street. Your words have to come out, though. Just like when the cops come up to you, you saying, I don't answer questions, not good enough, friend. Not good enough. Not good enough to protect your privilege. Not good enough to uphold your rights. You have to actually say the words, I invoke my 5th Amendment right to remain silent. You cannot say I don't answer questions. That does not invoke the privilege of your 5th Amendment right. The same thing here. When I just called the cop shop, you have to make sure you inform the pig shack. Now, if you're calling somewhere in like California and you know it's a single party consent state, that's fine. But I didn't know off the top of my head if Florida was a single party consent state or a 2-party consent state.
Answer. Okay. So, just so you understand, since I didn't get a say when I initially started talking to you, I understand that you are filming. You are free to film. I have no issue with that. We are on public property. I have no issue with that. Just so you know, I am filming as well. Okay. Body cam for video and audio. All right. So the reason I'm coming over to talk with you is because you are filming. I understand that you like to film us and make sure that we are doing interactions that you've had with law enforcement. That was Mr. Do you understand what I just said?
I plead the 5th, sir.
There it is.
Contact is non-consensual.
There it was.
Were you not filming me talking to that? My point exactly.
Am I free to go, sir?
You are not free to go.
Am I under arrest,
my
sir?
Supervisor on his way.
Who is your
So you're
supervisor?
more than welcome to speak with him. His name is Sparkman.
Is that who it is, Basil? Is that what this pig's name is? Basil, is that Basil put down here Matt Hillen, lieutenant. So was this what's this pig's name? Does anybody know? So you gave me two names now, Basil. What is this pig's name? What is this pig's right here? What's his name? I'm just wondering what his name is. Just wondering. Oh, Milton, did you hit me up yesterday about your hoodie? Get back to me again, Milton, because I think you said your hoodie was too small or something. Let's swap that out for you, bro. Get back to me on that. I just remember seeing that yesterday, and I addressed everything from yesterday. So they have So Basil's saying they have two lieutenants there. Okay, so I don't. Does anybody know this pig's name right here? This piggy. Anybody know this pig's name? Just wondering if anybody knows his name.
Officer Sparkman. So.
Oh, did he just say his name right when I said that? Hold on.
Is Sparkman. Okay.
Who is your supervisor?
You're more than welcome to speak with him. His name is Sparkman.
Oop.
You have reached the Zephyr Hills Police Department. If you have an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. If you would like to dial by last name, press 9. To reach our communication section, press 1 to call thy name. Press 2 to call thy last name. Please enter the first 3 letters of the last name of the person you are trying to contact. Extension not found. Please enter the first 3 letters of the last name of the person you are trying to contact.
Sparkman. SPARKMAN.
Please enter the first 3 letters of the last name of the person you are trying to contact.
Operator. I tried SPA. I tried it twice. I tried to spell out Sparkman. I really want to get Sparkman on the phone now at this point after this pig violated.
You have reached the Zephyr Hills Police Department. If you have an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. If you would like to dial by last name,
We already
press
tried
9.
that. We already tried that.
To reach our communication section, to report a crime or make a complaint, press 1. To contact our criminal investigation section,
Let's just
press 2.
let's just see if we can get let's see if we can get Sparkman.
Please hold on the line and one of our dispatchers will assist you shortly. Please be aware that all calls are being recorded for training and quality purposes.
All their calls are recorded. All theirs. You see how they made the announcement? I'm sorry, ma'am. I was looking for Mr. Sparkman. I don't know if he's an officer, a sergeant, a lieutenant, or the captain. I was looking for Sparkman, though.
It's Officer Sparkman. He's not here tonight, though.
It's Officer Sparkman?
It is. He's the acting sergeant most nights, though.
Oh, so he's an officer. He's not quite yet a sergeant, but he's the acting sergeant. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have certain officers that are qualified to act as sergeants when the sergeants aren't available.
Oh, so he's qualified to act as sergeant. He just doesn't get the money, huh? Right?
I don't believe so. I think they get some kind of compensation for that.
They get some bonus pay or something. I don't know if you know all the coppers in that department, but there's a video going around the internet right now, and it shows this copper, and he's engaged with someone in your community there that films cops because he says, "We know who you are. You're always filming the cops." And then it's all going fine, and I got no problem with it, no big deal. And then all of a sudden, he decides to say that he's detaining him. And then the activist says, "Well, I plead the Fifth Amendment." And then that dirty copper said he's detained and then he continued to question him. You know, it's like, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. You know, I'm a journalist. All my calls are recorded. This is what I do for a living. I just want to know if this cop is going to be held accountable for what he's done here. And Sparkman is an officer.
Circulation for a little while. That's not a new video.
Oh, it's not a new video. Okay. What's the copper's name in the video?
If it's the one I think you're talking about, it's Officer Horton.
Officer Horton. Yeah, it's a white cop, and he walks up to an activist, and he says he's filming a child, and it's illegal to film a child in public. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. So a couple things. You know, I'm a constitutional law scholar. This is all I do for a living, is exactly what I'm doing right now. And it's not illegal to film children ever. Unless, of course, you're doing something like, Epstein. But if you're just filming kids.
I'm not qualified to go over the law with you.
Right. That's cool. Listen, no disrespect to you. I don't know you. I have nothing against you. We could be best friends. I don't know you. So don't think I'm going to be mean to you. I'm not. But I would like to get Horton on the phone. I'd like to educate Horton. Is it possible that he can get some retraining here from the public?
That's already been dealt with.
Okay. So can you tell me what the outcome was? Did he get suspended with pay, or did he get a little retraining?
I could not. I would have to have an officer, sergeant call you back. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, is there a way? Okay. You know, I have an email address, so I'll just put my phone number through that email address. But I would just like to know, is there a file that we can FOIA, Freedom of Information, to see what the punishment was for Horton for, number one, lying and saying you can't film kids in public, and then number two, for violating his Fifth Amendment right when he said, I invoke my Fifth Amendment.
Again, I can't answer that. That would be a question you would need to ask the sergeant. I don't know what all of that's public. So.
Okay, so then do I have an email address where I can email Sparks? Because Sparks, he's an officer / sergeant. He can't really punish Horton. I want someone that's going to be able to punish this guy, and I want to know if there was a punishment. You know, I mean, I'm just the general public here. I got nothing against you. I'm just trying to get information.
Okay, I'd have to have the sergeant give you a call back. There's not an email that you can really reach out to. So what's your name?
My name is ChilleDeCastro, ChIlle, last name DeCastro. My email address is DeleteLaws, like Control-Alt-Delete, delete and LAWZ. Instead of an S, you put a Z, DeleteLaws@gmail.com. And if Mr. Sparks would shoot me an email, I would love to know just what the outcome of the case was. If there's something I can FOIA to try to make it easier so I'm not a thorn in y'all's side. I know you guys are doing the very important.
Are you wanting to speak with Officer Sparkman, or do you want me to have a sergeant right now call you back?
You could have a sergeant call.
You prefer?
You could have him call me back right now if you want. Is he going to be able to call me back right now?
Okay. I'm not sure if right now is the appropriate term to use. I don't.
You know what I mean. I mean, no. If you say now, it better be right now. You're going to get your birthday taken away if it's not now. Okay.
All right. I will have him call you when he's done.
You got my number?
Is it the one you're calling from?
Yeah, don't say it out loud, but if you got it, you got it. Okay, cool. Thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it. Looking forward to talking to the coppers over there and see what happened with what's his name again? Hornez? What's his name? Horton. I want to know what happened with Horton, because I'm a Fifth Amendment guy.
I will have him call you.
Okay. Thanks for your time. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty jackboot thug pigs. Put that in the comment section. JBPT, jackboot thug pig. Jackboot thug pig. Jackboot thug pig. Those guys. Those dispatchers though over at Zyphlis, whatever that term was, those ladies on the phone were actually pretty nice. I thought they were pretty kind. Now let's get back to Dunce Cap Horton.
Officer Sparkman. So, why are we filming a chick?
Your name and badge number, sir.
I know that you can see it, but it's Officer Horton. Badge number ZH462. Okay. Anything else I can answer for you before I go back to my question?
What articulable reasonable suspicion of a crime?
He just said he's going to go back to his question. He already invoked his Fifth Amendment right, Horton. You dummy.
Have I committed that made you detain me, sir?
Why do I continue to answer that question specifically if I've already made?
Because you haven't stated a law that says I can't film a child in public.
It is illegal to film a child.
Are
Yes,
you
it is.
ridiculous, dude?
It is illegal to film.
It is not illegal to film a child. This guy's a dunce cat pig. But Jaquez over here just said Morris Sparkman is a canine unit. What do we know about canine pigs? What do we know? The most inhumane, brutal, barbaric pigs are canine pigs. So that means that we're calling a canine pig who likes to watch the dog bite people to check Horton and his illegal questioning. I mean, Jaquez, thanks for finding that. Now we know that Sparkman won't do a damn thing. He doesn't have the power to do it anyway. He's an officer talking to another officer who's a part-time sergeant and gets a little bump in pay, but he can't suspend Horton as an officer. You need the lieutenant or the captain.
It is. Do you have that parent's consent to film that child? Do you have that parent's consent to film their child? I didn't think so. Okay. So,
this pig actually believes what he's saying.
This is my supervisor. So I stepped out with him because he's filming a juvenile.
Oh, there's the canine dog ready to bite somebody. I think we get to meet Sparkman here.
I stepped out with him because he's filming a juvenile.
He detained me is what he meant to say.
That's why the lights are on.
No, he detained me, sir.
I'm investigating, trying to find out why he is filming a
Oh, man. Oh, man. You see the look on his face? I'm detaining him because he was filming a child in public. The look of dejection on this pig's face. You're detaining him because he's filming somebody? Like, remember, though, this is an evil pig. Remember that. 99.9999999% of all canine pigs are sadistic. They want to see their dog bite somebody. They train dogs to be mean. Who does that? Have you seen how sweet Charlie is? You don't train a dog to be mean. You can't sleep with that dog next to your face because he could bite you. He's sadistic. Remember that. He may look disappointed because Horton is so stupid, but yeah.
And you're his supervisor?
He's not.
And is filming a child in public illegal, sir?
Filming a child. Why are you filming a child?
I was filming an officer here, but he claims that I was filming a child.
All right.
I stated that.
How are they going to square this up? What's going on here? I detained him for filming somebody in public. I mean, the very height of stupidity, the dumbest of dumb. And remember, they're hiring illegal immigrants now to be cops, so they'll definitely not know what the laws are. They'll definitely not know.
What do you mean, just be gone? He can detain me illegally.
So here, let me get through the awkward silence here where Sparkman realizes that Horton's a dumb shit and he's opening himself up to civil liability. But watch.
Why are you filming a child?
I was filming an officer here, but he claims that I was filming a child.
All right.
I stated that.
What do you mean, just be gone? He can detain me illegally, sir.
You're not detained. You can go.
He detained me, sir. Am I being detained, Mr. Horton?
He's undetaining you.
It's all agreement. You're detained. No, you're not detained. You're detained. No, you're not detained. He's detained. You're detained. He's detained. Everybody's detained. Detained. What are we talking about here? Dumb shit A and dumb shit B, who should have never been pigs, You're detained. No, you get a car and you get a car and you get detained and you get detained. You're not detained. I'm not detained. You're not detained. I'm not detained.
So I don't understand why.
Okay, so I'm free to go and I'm free to stay. You, Officer Horton, you piece of.
Oh, money.
Okay, so I'm free to go and I'm free to stay. You, all.
Oh, man, there it is. Screenshot. This is going to my community page. I'm going to tag Caveman's Cammed Up.
Officer Horton, you piece of. You scumbag.
I am free from the illegal detainment. I'm free to protest, and I did.
Mother. Thank you. You just illegally detained me. Do you understand what you did, sir?
I did
you
not.
Scumbag, blue line thug motherfucker. Do you understand?
Oh, Caveman's Cammed Up. We're coming to your channel right after this, bro. I'll be right there.
Understand what you just did? You illegally detained me for filming a child, sir. What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's stupid and uneducated, and he's a jackboot thug pig.
How long have you been a police officer, sir? How long have you been a police? How long have you been?
This pig, Horton, says he showed him leniency. Listen, try to block out what Caveman's saying here, and listen to this cop say that he was lenient.
Police officer, sir. How long have you been a police officer, sir?
Why don't you look it up on your little pay chart?
Why don't you get a life, bro? Why don't you get a life, Horton? You're damn lucky I'm not there, Horton. I'd come right down to that pig shack and I'd embarrass your ass.
You're a real disrespectful pig, sir.
Am
I? You're a real disrespectful pig, sir.
You certainly are.
Tell me how I am.
Because you illegally detained him. You made up a law that's not real. You violated his civil liberties, and then you continue to question him after he pled the Fifth Amendment. I can keep going if you want. You're out of shape, and you're supposed to be in shape because you're a cop, but you're not.
Detaining me for filming in public, you stupid son of a.
No, that was not.
What's your name and badge number, sir?
Officer Sparkman, CH469.
I mean, at least Sparkman, the sadistic canine pig that he is, at least he's in shape. At least he takes his job seriously. Look how trim and fit this guy is.
Your name and badge number, sir.
That guy could chase a bad guy down. We want cops. We want peace officers who can chase down a bad guy that beat your mother, that kicked your sister, that shot your dog. You want a guy who can chase down and physically hold down a man who actually is a bad man. But the police have been turned against us, the general public. And that's the problem.
Sir.
Officer Sparkman.
I mean, Sparkman's jacked. He's in shape. Good for you, Sparkman. Too bad you're a pig and we could never see eye to eye on 99% of things.
CH469. You're free to go.
Oh, he freed his officer. Watch.
Sparkman. CH469. You're free to go.
He freed his officer. He freed Horton.
You're free to go, sir.
He freed them both.
This clip shows how easy it is for law enforcement officers to accuse you of something that's not even a crime. It is of utmost importance for law enforcement officers to have a solid understanding of the laws they are enforcing. This clip also highlights the need of ongoing training and education within law enforcement agencies, ensuring officers are adequately trained on their constitutional rights, relevant statutes, and case law which can help prevent such incidents and ensure the protection of citizen rights. Law enforcement officers often interact with the public in various situations. Being well versed in the relevant laws allows officers to effectively communicate with individuals, address concerns, and respond appropriately to different scenarios. This was a simple First Amendment right to record in a public space. So if this officer didn't understand that, imagine the damage he's creating to the individuals he comes into contact with. Let's continue.
Let's subscribe to CT3 here. Let's give CT3 a little bit of love here. 106,000 subscribers, 400,000 views on this video. Good job, CTE. And then we're gonna CT3, and then I'm gonna come right down here and I'm gonna put support for the algorithm. There it is. And then let's see just real quick. So here's Caveman's cammed up right here. Caveman cammed up right there. Okay, so I'm going to click this real quick. We're going to come right back.
But in the process of you filming me, you're filming a child.
Okay, so Caveman Cammed Up only has 2.15 thousand subscribers. So I subscribe to his channel. I'm going to hit the like button, and then I'm going to drop the link right here for Caveman Cammed Up. I'm going to drop this in the, there's the link for Caveman Cammed Up. And let's see, let's go into his videos a little further. Let's check out videos here. 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 2 months ago. So he posts once every couple weeks or once a week or so. Yeah, maybe even less. He posts less than that. Let's see what his most popular video is. Oh, it is Horton. Horton is his most popular video. So it was Horton. Police welcoming committee here. Show me your papers profiling. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna drop this link in the comments for you guys because I want you to get over here and support this guy. He doesn't have a lot of subs. He's not a real major activist. He's not constantly working, but he is going out there. And this is a year ago. The blue line flag in this video gets desecrated often. Okay, but I just always want to support anybody who gets out there and films cops. That includes any of you. If you go film cops, I'll show your videos. Sorry about that. Got to kill that volume real quick. So I think that's I think we're seeing, I don't know if this is from the pig's perspective or if it's from, can't have that music. So.
All right.
Oh, okay. So hello is for suckers. Okay. How you doing?
We're done.
No. You know, put a 1 in the chat if you're on Team DLZ. If you've been here before and you know what this channel is about, put a 1 in the chat if you are Team DLZ and we don't stop. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay. So let me explain you something. Okay. These guys are oppressors. These guys are the enemy. They're the enemy of liberty, the enemy of freedom. You can be as respectful as you want when you say, I invoke my First Amendment right to film. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I identify as a good citizen. You don't have to be quite like I am. You don't have to say, well, pig, I'm here to film your ass. I invoke my First Amendment right, you jackboot thug pig loser. You don't have to say that. But you also don't have to say, hey, how you doing today? I don't say that. Hey, how you doing today? Nice to see you. Thank you, officer. Bye-bye. When I really want to patronize them, I say, see ya. Just give them a salute. Get out of here. You're dismissed. Right? But you don't say hello and goodbye to pigs. You can if you want. The niceties are gone. Okay. We're past niceties. They put people in torture cuffs every day. They prominently put the torture cuffs right up here. We're past the niceties. What's going on? That cop's trying to arrest you. That's what's going on. Put a 1 in the chat if that cop is trying to arrest him. Put a 1 in the chat if that cop's goal is to arrest him. So then why are you saying hello? Hello's for suckers. Hello's for suckers. So's have a nice day. Bye, officer.
We're done.
All right. I'm all right. How are you?
Good. What'd you pull off here for so quick?
I'm waiting on someone.
You're waiting on someone.
Oh, dude.
We're done.
All right.
If you answer one question, you're going to answer another.
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. What'd you pull off here for so quick?
Ooh, what I pull off here so quickly. Let me try it nice, okay? Let me try it nice. You got your trifold up in your visor. You got your cop card in your hand or in your wallet ready to go. Cop comes up and says, hey, you know, why'd you pull off so quickly? Ooh, I'm sorry. You're a jackboot thug pig trying to arrest me. I can invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Oh, sorry. I was going to do it nice. Okay. Stranger danger, stranger danger. Stranger danger. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. When the cop asked you, why'd you pull off so quick here? Oh, officer. There's a certain set of policies, procedures, and protocols that I put in place for myself. And one of those is to make sure that I film your happy ass. And then number two, that I invoke my First Amendment right and my Fifth Amendment right immediately. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. You don't answer his questions. You don't. Wyatt, I'm sending you a package out today. I'll throw a trifold in there for you, bro. Don't worry about it.
I'm waiting on someone.
You're waiting on someone?
Yes. Is your body camera activated?
Not yet.
Okay.
Why?
I'm just wondering.
Okay. Well, I just ran your tag. Here, we'll just go ahead and make this a minute. I just ran your tag for making sure you had an endorsement. So do you?
And why did you run my tag? Did I do something illegal?
He ran his tag because of the 2020 case that allows him to look up your record from your license plate. And if it's you or not you, he can pull you over based on running your license plate. That 2020 case of Kansas versus Glover flips the burden of proof. You have to prove you're innocent. If your license plate says that your tags are expired or that your license is suspended, they can pull you over and you have to prove your innocence. It's so backwards, man. We're getting worse and worse. The Supreme Court's getting worse and worse.
Don't have to.
Yeah. So what was your conclusion?
26, thank you very much. You're good to go.
Okay. Have a nice day.
Just don't ride on this road right here.
Yeah, I don't plan to.
Thanks, sir.
Like I said, I'm just waiting on someone.
That's cool. You have a good day, all right?
You too. Be careful.
Hey, man.
It's a highway shakedown scheme across the country, everywhere. Yep, that's right. Laws for thee, but not for me. So he's just circling around where the guy is, just hounding him. Volume's on. There's no sound. I'm not sure why there's no sound, but there's no sound. Are these guys fighting or having a disagreement? I'm not really sure what's going on, but that motorcycle cop is toiling around right here. So I'm sure he's going to go back and mess with this guy. There's no sound.
Oh, well.
Now the sound came.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to be anywhere in America without cops harassing you. It's crazy.
Why are you following me?
Okay.
Fine, man.
I have nothing better to do. This is a Terry stop. He's Terry stopping people who are just on the side of the road. You're not allowed to be free in the United States of America.
And?
It looked like you two were arguing. I was making sure everything was okay.
No.
Okay. My name's Austin. Playing Bachelor.
So let's say that they were arguing, okay? You're allowed to pull over on the side of the road and have an argument. When I was in college, when I was a freshman in college in Oregon, I was dating a girl, and every time she'd get mad, she'd jump in her car and drive away. So we went to a outdoor movie theater that had been closed down for 10 years or so. And we went there to talk, to work it out. And I was breaking up with her, to be honest. And so when we went to go sit in that drive-through park in the outdoor movie theater, I sat in the driver's seat so she couldn't drive away, so I could get out that I was ending this relationship with her. I mean, I'm 19 years old at the time, so it's not like it's a big thing. And then the cops pulled in to the outdoor movie theater, and they wanted to detain me. And I said, no, you're not detaining me. And the field was choppy. It was real choppy. So when the cop went to grab me, I just moved out of the way and said, no, don't grab me, bro. And then he couldn't get to me because the grass was so high that you had to step 3 feet to take one step. It was like walking through snow. But he tried to detain me. I said, why are you trying to detain me? He called it in and said, this is a domestic. I said, a domestic? We're sitting in a field talking without anybody around so we can have privacy. You pulled into the field. You're interrupting my privacy. You're allowed to argue on the side of the road. You're allowed to pull over and have an argument. This is just incredible.
My name's Austin. Playing Badge 39 from the Leesburg Police Department.
Okay.
Like you guys were arguing.
Nope.
As long as everything's okay, I'll leave you guys alone.
Yep.
Okay, if everything's okay, then leave us alone now. Go.
All right. Just have a safe rest of your day.
I don't understand why you follow me from the gas station.
Why did you follow him from the gas station?
I just came from the Lake County jail.
Okay.
I was nowhere near the gas station.
Why would you stop here for two people stopping just to get gas?
I stopped because as I was driving back into the city, it looked like you guys were arguing. I just want to make sure everything was okay.
Yeah.
We help each other.
I mean, I don't know that, I just thought.
You don't need to worry about it. Unless there's probable cause, you leave us alone.
You pointing at him, and it looked like you guys were annoyed.
I do anything around you.
Okay.
It's XXGeo, everybody. What's going on, XXGeo? Good to see you, brother.
I mean, I'd rather you not be behind me, but.
Well, I want to be around you. I want to leave you have that blue line on you.
A blue line on me?
Yeah.
I don't. No.
Look how uncomfortable XXGeo. He's an activist. He has his own channel. You can look him up. Look how uncomfortable he's making this pig by circling around him with the camera. Look how out of his skin the pig is.
Well, I want to be around you. I want to leave you have that blue line on you.
A blue line on me?
Yeah.
I don't. No.
Look how uncomfortable he is.
Okay, yeah. Sure. I appreciate that.
Disrespect him.
Okay. Okay. I'm not going to disagree that there's probably some bad officers out there.
I'm not going to agree there's probably some bad pigs out there. Put a 1 in the chat if there's a lot of bad pigs. Put a 1 in the chat if there's tons of bad pigs. If it's bad pig porridge every day, put a 1 in the chat.
I don't know any personally.
He doesn't know any bad pigs? Well, that's a lie. He probably is one of the bad pigs.
We're not out there.
At least he kept himself in somewhat decent shape so he could actually do the job of having to take down another person if we have to take down an actual bad person. So I give him credit for not being a slob like half of his brethren. XXGeo is relentless. He likes cops as much as I do.
I mean, again, the people I work with aren't like that.
Oh, the ones you work with. Isn't that the way it is? If your uncle or your brother or your cousin or your lover is a cop, he's just like the rest. If your sister, your mother, your cousin, your lover, your girlfriend, your fiance is a pig, she's just like the rest. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. This guy commented on my comment section yesterday, and he writes this big, long blurb. And he says, my grandfather was a cop for 40 years, and he was a good officer. He was a good man. Really? Did you go on the calls with him? Did you? Did you see what he did? How many reports did he lie on? How many people did he cheat? How many people did he wrongfully charge? How many people did your grandfather do that to, bro? In the comment section. My grandfather was a cop. You can't say they're all bad. My grandfather was a pig, and he was a very good pig, Chille. Why would you say that all pigs are bad? Because all pigs are bad. Have you read the Seabury Commission? Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of it? Have you heard of the Wickersham Commission? Have you ever heard of it? Did you know the Mullen Commission came out in 1994? Have you read it? Do you know who ordered it? Do you know who was the head of it? Do you know what the study found? Did you read the Knapp Commission of 1972? Do you know who ordered it? Do you know what the Knapp Commission said? Your grandfather was a piece of shit, is what it said. The Knapp Commission came out in 1972. It's 2023. So that's 50 years ago. That means when the Knapp Commission came out, anybody who'd been a pig for 50 years previously, so 1972, go back to 1922. So if your granddaddy was a pig, you can read all about the piggest stuff he did in the Knapp Commission. It's available on DeleteLaws.com for free. You can read it for free. Your grandfather was a pig. Your daddy was a pig. Your mom was a pig. Your grandmommy was a pig. There's no passing. You don't get a pass. You don't get a pass when you join the Death Star. Okay? This pig said he didn't work with bad pigs. That department's full of bad pigs. That's what I say.
Again, I'm not going to say that they're not out there, because clearly they are. But,
Your attitude has been why you really well.
Okay.
So,
all right, man. Have a safe night, all right?
yeah.
You got Harlan Transparency in here. Harlan County, Kentucky Transparency's in here. This man's an activist.
Yeah, I'm out here. I met a man. He's a man. I ain't the thing. I'm out here with gay man. I just met him. And
Hey, beware the liar slayer. Though I agree with many of your opinions, I wholly disagree with your presentation. Yes, we should stand up for our human and civil rights, but your use of the pig title. Oh, beware the lion slayer, the liar slayer. I probably have to change everything now that you said that, now that you pointed out that I call them pigs, bad. I'm bad now. Now Charlie's abused, I pour hot coffee on dogs. I'm just a bad person. Beware the liar slayer. I'm not running you off here, but stick around for a little while. Why don't you stick around for a little while? Why don't you watch 20 of my live streams that are each 2 to 4 hours long? Why don't you watch them? Why don't you watch how the police officers, sergeants, lieutenants, captains, commanders, why don't you see how they behave when they're on camera? And then maybe, just maybe, beware the liar slayer. Maybe beware the liar slayer will actually be one of those people, and I got hundreds of those emails, that will send me an email in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. One was 8 months. One guy wrote me after 8 months and said, Chille, when I first started watching your channel, I hated you. I joined the troll channels and I said how you were a bastard, how you're a criminal and you're terrible. You're the worst of society. I was a full-on in the troll channels. I was on the Discord. The guy wrote me the email. He said, 8 months later, I'm writing you this email to say thank you. Thank you for never stopping, never giving up, continuing to show me day after day, week after week, month after month, that these pigs are out of control. So beware the liar slayer. You may end up being one of those people. And I don't give a shit what you think. So, I hope you stick around, you watch some videos, but I don't care. I'm not here to win you over. I don't give a shit what you think. Don't care. Deep, deep, deep down in places we don't talk about, I don't give a shit what you think. So, you haven't been through what I've been through. You haven't been locked up dozens of times. You haven't been wrongfully charged with multiple felonies. You haven't watched cops lie on the stand. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. Beware the liar slayer. Let me tell you a story. Okay. So I've told the story about going to jail, about being charged with 5 felonies in the year 2002, in the very beginning of 2002. And I've told the story of hiring Robert Shapiro, spending my life savings, a little over $85,000, I think is what it cost at the end, but I'd only saved $105. So by the time the case was over 2 years later and I had beat the felony charges, you know what? I still had 20 grand in my bank account. So I was like, you know what? I still got 20 grand. I can keep going, because I had to really take almost 2 years off, and it pretty much ended the acting career that was really taken off like a rocket. But then I couldn't go to any auditions for 2 years because I was under felony indictment. So let me explain what happened. The liar slayer. So here's what happens. You guys remember the jail story I told, and then we finally get where, let me jump right into it. So we get to the place where there's 5 felonies, and each felony for me carries 5 years. So I'm looking to go into prison for 25 years for having a tiny bit of a chemical in the bottom of a bottle, which I used for bodybuilding. And I only used for myself. I never sold this stuff. It was just something I was doing because I didn't want to do steroids. So now what happens? The police no-knock raid my apartment for evidentiary warrant. They seize my computers, my phones. They seize any kind of chemical at all from underneath my kitchen sink. I don't know why they're taking them all, but apparently they need all the chemicals from under my sink. And then they come back a month later. They no-knock raid me again with a SWAT team, take me down to the dungeon. I've told this story. When I entered the dungeon, they checked my name tag. I told that story. So now we're 6 months in to the case, and now I have Robert Shapiro as my attorney. And so I feel a lot better because I have the best attorney in the world representing me. And so what he's doing now, we got 3 of the 5 felonies dismissed. We're down to 2 felonies, 5 years each. The DA says on the day that the 3 felonies are dismissed, the DA and my lawyer, Shapiro, and I sit down with the DA right after those 3 charges are dismissed. And the DA says, here's 2 felonies you have left. You plead guilty to one of these felonies, 1 year in prison, 3 years of probation, or tomorrow I'm going to refile those 3 felony charges. I look at Shapiro and I say, can he do that? And Shapiro says, yes, he can. He can refile up to 2 years. I turn to the DA and I say, go f yourself. Your mother, your father, your family, your dog, bro. I ain't signing shit. I didn't do anything. I didn't commit any felonies. Go f yourself. That's what I say to the DA right in front of Shapiro. And Shapiro says, doesn't look like we have a deal. So now we have the next day, he doesn't refile the 3 felony charges, but here's what does happen. We then question Michael Moore, current chief of police of LAPD. That was my detective. That was the guy who was investigating me. The current chief of police of LAPD is Michael Moore. That's the guy that Shapiro calls to go on the stand. It's true. So Shapiro gets him on the stand and he says, Mr. Moore, so you raided Mr. DeCastro's apartment not once, but twice. Is that correct? Yes, it is. So then the second time when you went there and you were filming and you were going to arrest him, right? You go in and you film that you got all those chemicals from under the sink, right? Yes, we did. Okay, cool. And then you found like a quarter of a gram of marijuana in his house. He said, we did find a quarter of a gram of marijuana. He said, okay, so did you take that? You did. Did you film that? And he goes, we did. And he goes, so why are you charging my client with being a drug dealer with 5 felonies? 3 were dismissed yesterday. Why are you charging him being a drug dealer? And he says, your client, Mr. DeCastro, admitted that he was a drug dealer. I stand up right in court and I say, you lying motherfucker. I never said that. You're fucking lying. Robert Shapiro turns around in court, looks at me and says, sit down and shut up. And if you talk out of line again, I quit. You can represent yourself. the judge, she hits her gavel and she says, be quiet, Mr. DeCastro, because Shapiro turned around and ripped my ass. So then he says, so continuing, officer. So then when you went into Mr. DeCastro's house, you found him in the very back bedroom with his girlfriend asleep at approximately 4 o'clock in the morning. Is that correct? Yes, it is. And did you film that? Yes, we did. Okay. And then when you took the girlfriend outside, did you film her? We did. And then when you pulled DeCastro out and you put him in handcuffs, right? We did. Okay, cool. Did you film that? Yes, we did. Okay. And then Shapiro says, so then when you sat DeCastro down and you started questioning him and he admitted to being a drug dealer, did you film that? And Michael Moore goes, no, we didn't. And the entire courtroom went, oh. Shapiro had rope-a-dope current chief of police Michael Moore, rope-a-doped him into saying, yes, he filmed the raid. Yes, he filmed the chemicals. Yes, he filmed the fridge. Yes, he filmed me getting arrested. But then when I supposedly admitted to being a drug dealer, oh, we didn't film that. And everybody in the courtroom knew. It was right after that the DA made a deal that I pled guilty to a misdemeanor possession. And I got 18 months of probation, which again didn't allow me to go onto a studio lot in Hollywood, essentially ending my acting career. So, liar slayer, let me ask you a question. If you're a liar slayer, what do you think of that pig lying on the stand that he filmed, that I admitted to being a drug dealer? What do you think of that? What do you think of that, liar slayer? Michael Moore, current chief of police, he was the one lying on the stand. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Do you agree with his presentation? Do you think Michael Moore's presentation of lying about me and saying that I admitted to something I didn't admit to, you think that's okay? But if I call them pigs, well then, boy, you really don't respect that. You really can't deal with that. Take your candy ass and go watch 10 of my videos, of long form videos of what these pigs do to people, and then come back here and tell me that you don't appreciate me calling them pigs. It just hasn't happened to you yet, honey bunny. When it happens to you and you get put in those torture cuffs and you get wrongfully charged with felonies and you watch the lead investigator on your case, you watch him lie on the stand and then watch your lawyer rope-a-dope him so you can smack his ass for being a liar. The entire courtroom knew that Michael Moore was lying. Everybody knew he was lying. People who were waiting for their court case, the sound out of the gallery, oh, that came from people who were just watching the case. I didn't have a whole team of people, just my girlfriend behind me. That was it. That's all I had. But you don't appreciate me calling them pigs. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that, okay? I'm going to work on that. I'll get better.
That we would fight and we get out each other in that model period. That money and that money, they've been following me.
Yeah.
Looking for it.
Chill. One followed me in too, brother.
And then I wonder why he's following me. I just don't know why. That money.
So right down here, the username is Nick Ball. So no, I don't have any video of my court case. As a matter of fact, just so you know, I'm one of the most investigative activists on all of social media. I have entire troll farms that investigate me and try to find somewhere where I'm lying or somewhere there's a victim in my past or some crime I committed or I cheated somebody. I'm the most investigated activist there is by far. And so my court proceedings, just so you know, there is on the troll side, there's intelligent people in the troll side. There's people against me who are highly educated. And on the troll side, there's a couple particular names I'm not going to say, but they are extraordinary about getting public records. They're extraordinary. My 2002 case where the DEA no-knock raided my apartment, arrested me, and charged me with 5 felonies is sealed. Nobody can get it. And the reason why is because the confidential informant is a famous person. And I'll expose him in my book. I'm not going to say who it is right now. I've actually mentioned it a couple times in the past, over the past few years. But the person who was the confidential informant that told Chief of Police Michael Moore that I was a drug dealer, that person is famous. And so the DEA sealed the records so the confidential informant couldn't be outed. I'm going to out that person in my book. 100%. 100%. You can't find anything about my case. I can't find anything about it. You can see that there's a record that you can't even see that I was ever on probation for 18 months. You can't find anything. The entire arrest, everything is wiped off my record. I think you can find the arrest. You can't find any information. It's literally sealed by the DEA. The trolls have told me they tried to get the records. They couldn't. So.
Hey, say hi to the people.
What's up, yo?
Yo, man, you.
Well, what got me going is another comment here. Pro Tealman wrote, which is bullshit because you have the right to face your accuser for cross-examination. So after I got out of jail in 2002, I went to the internet and I started to look up the reason. How do I have a confidential informant who is informing that I'm some sort of chemical dealer? I'm certainly not. How's that happening? I don't know. And so the very first case, Politeman or Pro Tealman, the very first case that I started studying and I learned about in 2002 was the 1983 case of Illinois versus Gates. Illinois versus Gates has to do with confidential informants, and that the police, if they get a tip from a confidential informant, that they can act on that tip. And Illinois versus Gates is an extension of the 1968 case called Terry versus Ohio. So what happened between 1968 and 1983? The standard for police to be able to investigate a suspect from a tip from a confidential informant, the precedent was created in the 1968 case of Spinelli versus Aguilar. 1968-1969 case, Spinelli-Aguilar, Spinelli, Spinelli-Aguilar. And in the Spinelli-Aguilar holding at the Supreme Court, it said that if you're a police officer and you're going to accept information from a confidential informant, that you have to investigate, voir dire, question, the relative information being given to you from the confidential informant, and you can then also investigate what the confidential informant told you. But the reason why the Aguilar-Spinelli test was created in 1968, 1969 is because they wanted to have a two-prong effect. So that way, if one painter, and this is the example you learn in LexisNexis and in legal books, if one painter on 4th Street looks across the street at another painter on 4th Street, and they call the cops and they say the painter across the street's a drug dealer, then the cops are going to come running in, and then I killed my competition. That's why Spinelli-Aguilar was created. Well, Spinelli-Aguilar, I think it was 1969, 1 year after Terry versus Ohio in 1968. So then when Illinois versus Gates is a black man, when the case gets to the Supreme Court in 1982, Illinois versus Gates decided in 1983. What happened was they said, well, we're going to use, you have the Aguilar-Spinelli test that says there's a two-prong effect. But we have a little bit of a problem here. And the reason why Aguilar-Spinelli needs to be overruled is because the 1968 case of Terry versus Ohio says that all I have to have as a pig is reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. So if you come to me and you say that Chris Alderson here is a chemical dealer, well, you've just given me reasonable, articulable suspicion. So that would mean that if we're going to go by case precedent of Terry versus Ohio, the Aguilar-Spinelli is no longer valid. I don't need to voir dire the other painter because I have reasonable suspicion that that painter is a drug dealer because painter A told me that painter B is a drug dealer. So now I'm going to investigate painter B based on my reasonable suspicion. So this was the very first case that I studied because I started to look up how can I get arrested from a confidential informant saying I'm a chemical dealer. How can that happen? So the celebrity, the slash celebrity who told the cops that I was a chemical dealer, so you know, what they did is they took the information from the confidential informant who had been an informant before on other cases. He's a known liar. And they took the information that the confidential informant told them. And then, because they had reasonable suspicion, they then followed me around LA for a week or two. They followed me to auditions. They followed me to set. They followed me to my girlfriend's house. They followed me to my house. They followed me to mixed martial arts practice at Legends Gym in Hollywood, California. And when they followed me to Legends Gym in Hollywood, California, and they saw me teaching and fighting and training MMA, they then, when they raided my house using the 1995 case of Wilson versus Arkansas, police cannot no-knock raid your home unless officer safety could be in jeopardy. They said in their warrant that they needed to no-knock raid my home because DeCastro is a mixed martial artist. And here's the pictures of him going to MMA practice. And so they no-knock raided my house twice. So I know earlier we had someone, Liar Slayer, come in here and said she didn't appreciate me calling them pigs. Dirty jackboot thug pigs is what they are. Each and every one of them. Each and every one of them.
On Monday, December 12th, 2022 at 5 p.m., the city of Mount Dora, Florida, held a publicly noticed Library Advisory Board public meeting. I arrived about 15 minutes early and stood outside of the library on the public sidewalk to peacefully spread the message of God bless the homeless veterans. Spreading this message of compassion for our homeless veterans is especially important during this holiday season.
God bless our homeless veterans.
So we've seen this already. I showed this earlier. I actually showed this when it came out because I'm a big Jeff Gray supporter. Jeff Gray was one of the main activists, along with Philip Turner, was one of the main activists involved with a group called Photography is Not a Crime in the year 2011, 12. 2010, 11, 12, 13. And that's when I worked as a part-time volunteer writer for the publication called Photography is Not a Crime. I would submit articles to Carlos Miller, and then he would alter them, change them, edit them, and put his name on them. I wasn't interested in being known. I was only interested in contributing. And so back then, when I was contributing to Photography is Not a Crime, that was led by the original OG, Carlos Miller, we had a few activists. One was named Doc out of Florida. What was his name? I want to say Doc Holiday. I think that's the moniker he went by, out of Florida, out of Homestead. I hope I'm getting his name correctly. He's a climate scientist. And then the other activist was Philip Turner. And then the third activist that we were constantly following was this man, Jeff Gray. So that's the reason why I showed his video right away. When this video came out, I was like, I'm going to show Jeff Gray's video. And so I did.
Suspects who fled the.
This is one where you've got to learn how to deal with pigs. And if you don't know how to deal with pigs, this is what's going to happen to you. This is what's going to happen to you. It's just on a personal note, just so you guys know, and for Liar Slayer, who came in here earlier and said she didn't like me calling cops pigs. The way I've become the way that I am is because I've been arrested and cheated by pigs so many times. You understand that? I watched the current chief of police, Michael Moore, lie on the stand in my 5 felony trial to put me in prison for 25 years. You understand that? The top cop in LA was testifying and lying as he testified that I was a chemical dealer. So I consider them nothing but jackboot thug pigs. my passion and my drive and my energy, I have natural energy that I just have a lot of natural energy, right? But the drive that I have is because it's happened to me so many times that I don't want to see it happen to you. This is the reason why I created the products. I know I make money from these products. This is what I do for a living. I know that. But I didn't create the products thinking to myself, ooh, I'm going to make $1 million. I mean, I never, you couldn't have thought that when I created my very first trifold, that I was thinking to myself, man, I'm going to start me a trifold business. No. As a matter of fact, just so you know, when I went to Ironton, Ohio in March of 2022, I gave away so many of these trifolds that I emptied my bank account and I was at $0. I didn't think that each one cost X amount of dollars. And I gave away so many hundreds or thousand of these trifolds that I ended up overdrawn in several $1,000s upside down. I didn't start this trifold to be a trifold business. I started it because the reason why I was charged with 5 felonies in 2002, when the cops no-knock raided my house, they kicked my door down. Chief of Police Michael Moore sat in my kitchen and told me that the chemical that I was taking for bodybuilding, that there were kids that were dying, that an entire house full of children up in Van Nuys had died. 10 kids had all OD'd and died from this substance that I was taking. 2002. I didn't like cops, but I was still pretty naive. And the cop said, look, we don't want to get you. We just want to find out where that chemical was coming from so that we can stop the chemical that's killing the kids. So you know what I did, right? You know what I did? I told him everything. Did you take it with your bodybuilder friends? Yes, you did. Did you give it to your bodybuilder friends? Yes, I did. Your family lives in Vegas. When you went to Vegas, did you take the chemical to Vegas? Yes, I did. Did you share it with your bodybuilder friends in Vegas? Yes, I did. Distribution for sales, distribution's taking narcotics across state lines. I told them everything. They told me 10 kids had died in a house in Van Nuys. They had overdosed on some chemical that had the same chemical markers of mine. So I told them everything. Here's where I bought it. Here's the company I bought it from. Do you need anything else? I can tell you. I know how they put it together. I know how it's made. I can tell you everything. Anything else you need to know, officer? And they just, everything I said. Remember, when they actually no-knock raided my house to arrest me, I had this much of an illegal chemical that had been illegal for 3 months. It was perfectly legal in 2001. They criminalized it in 2002. Now do you understand why I'm such a big Fifth Amendment guy? Every word that I said is the reason why I got the 5 felonies. They had nothing. They had nothing on me. They had a lying confidential informant who was trying to get me arrested because I was dating his ex-wife, trying to get me, and he succeeded in doing it. And then when they told me kids were dying, I told them everything, and that got me 5 felonies. Had I pled the 5th Amendment, had I said I plead the 5th Amendment, there would have been no charges against me besides possession of a chemical. But there would have been no charges for transportation, distribution for sales, manufacturing. And I got all 5 of those charges because I talked. I didn't know any better, you know. They told me kids were dying. Kids are dying, Chille, and you're responsible for this. If you don't help us, their death's on your hands. Oh my God, Mr. Moore, how can I help you, sir? Kids are dying? Well, let me help you. Every word I said got me another felony. So that's the reason why I am the way I am. That's why when I said in 2020, I'm done with this. I'm going in front of the camera. I'm taking on these cops. That's the reason why. And originally, you know, I was real big about it and I was preaching it constantly. You watch American Patriot and you can see I was preaching constantly. And that was the first time the first one you have to answer. And that's what the cops told me when they no-knock raided me, is that I had to answer. I have to answer. I have to answer. Yeah, it's called getting played. Yeah, they played me like a fiddle, and it worked perfectly. I had no idea. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. I didn't want to be one of those people that wasn't tuned in to what was really going on. I think that we had so now you guys understand exactly what I'm talking about. So when I went to Ironton, Ohio, I started. So when I took off to Ironton, remember, that's when this trifold thing started. That's when I gave away 1,000 or 2,000 of these, and I overdrew my bank account by $5,000. So it totally hosed me. But this was the original. This was the original. You have to answer. And then right down there, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. So that now you guys, I mean, I can't believe I've never told this story before, but now you guys kind of understand the reason why I am the way I am. What do you got? Let me see it. Let me see it. Santa's goodie bags. Here's what's going out. Here's what's going out right now. Yeah, let me show them. Felicia, thank you for the super chat. God bless you. Thank you. This is the, so these are the, here's the hoodie going out. And then here's all your trifolds and your cop cards. That's how many trifolds and cop cards are going out right now. There's a couple hoodies in there. That's why the bag's this way. But these are all your trifolds. Thank you, brother. You want my card? Oh, it's already paid for. Okay. Oh, just the cost of shipping? Yeah, bring me the receipt. Okay, thanks. Appreciate you. God bless, JB. Appreciate you. Felicia, thank you for the super chat. Sorry, I was a little distracted. Kill Charlie. Kill him, Charlie. Kill him. Bite his toes off, Charlie. Bite his toes. Yeah, you bet. You're welcome. I sent off about a dozen free trifolds today. About a dozen free trifolds got sent off today in that bag that I just showed you. But about 12 people who just off the top of my head, about a dozen, 10, 15, somewhere in there. Of people who got, yeah, that's so that's the hoodie going out right now. Oh, by the way, the hoodies are in. Medium, large, extra large are now in. So I'll get those back on the website. We don't stop. And, I mean, I can't believe I've never, hopefully the editor, when you see this, put the story together properly. I can't believe I've never really told the story of the reason why I am the way I am. I think this is the first time I've explained in great detail, how I'm the way I am. Got yours today, Brandy? You got yours today? Great. Put a 1 in the chat if you got your trifold, if you got your cop card, or you got your hoodie in the. And let me go back to Felicia. Thank you, Felicia. I appreciate your support. This is the reason why I say we don't stop. We don't stop, and we won't stop. So today, episode 22, how many of you guys have seen American Patriot? This is the series that, remember, I went to Ironton, Ohio in 2021, in March of 2020. In March of 2021. So this video right here that you're seeing is from when I went to Ironton, Ohio and took on the cops, and 4 of the cops that were there are no longer there. And the reason why is because I went there and I exposed them. One's in prison. One now is a painter. Another one resigned. And the other chief of police also resigned. So this is episode 22 of American Patriot. This is the series that I hired an editor to work completely on going through the backlog of my videos and to whatever you need, Stomper. Whatever you need, bro. Stomper, I'll give you whatever deal you need. Okay. Let me know whatever deal you need for your trifold and your cop cards, and I'll get them to you. Shoot me an email, Stomper. I already got one email from you, but just let me know. Watched, liked, and commented. Well, just so you know, I try not to step on the editor's toes. I try to let the editor do what he wants, and then I just watch the presentation because people are going to present you how they want anyway. I do have some things that I've cut out of the episodes because I just don't want to present myself that way, but or I just didn't show it. But this is episode 22 of American Patriot. I'll drop the link in the chat. Please subscribe to this channel and binge watch the first 21 episodes. Okay. Someone else is looking for me. See, This is America. We're supposed to fight for this, not a thin blue stripe. So when you wear a thin blue stripe on your car or on your person, you're pledging allegiance to something different than America and Old Glory here.
They arrested me for disorderly conduct when I was walking home. I didn't resist. They handcuffed my hands behind my back, but they didn't seatbelt me in. Blankenship slammed on the brakes and slammed my face against the glass, busted my nose. So when I got to the police station, my nose was bleeding, and I thought, man, they're going to get me in here and kill me. So I called, and I said, I need you to come bail me out ASAP, please.
Oh, was you?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? What's your name?
Cody.
Cody.
Nice to
Chille,
meet you.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How you guys doing? I'm Chille. Nice to meet you, George. What's going on? You guys got a story?
Well,
how many times you been cheated by these guys?
Buddy, I'm harassed and looked at badly by everybody. It's just a normal thing when it comes to me.
Come stand right here. Come stand next to me.
But I figured this way. I figured come down and check you out. Hi, people.
Yep.
Everybody knows me here.
Yeah.
But I figured come down and check you out.
Yeah. I'm going to be here for a little while, as long as they'll have me.
Okay.
And I'm just going to take some stories. If you guys have been harassed by the cops, I want to hear it. Because what the cops do here is they turn it up to 100. That you have to be cuffed and stuffed and hurt and tased and beat up.
I've been tased.
Who tased you?
Oh, it was a cop from over in Kentucky that got me tased over there.
I heard the tri-state area has got a bunch of cops that all band together to make sure that you don't get justice. Is that true?
That I'm not really for sure about. I do know when they're calling out at me, they come by with force by a couple cards.
They come by force what?
Well, see, I got a approach with caution on me. So they come in with 4 cars deep on me.
And how many police have you beat up?
None here in town so far, but God bless a bunch.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Okay, I'll shake your hand. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
Good job.
How you guys? No problem. Thank
for
you.
everything you do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. 1 second. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. You're welcome. You're
Nice to
welcome.
meet you, Chille.
My pleasure, brother. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
You got a story too?
No, just came down here for him.
Okay. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you coming by.
No problem.
And listen, you're not a dangerous person. Don't touch anybody. Don't physically attack anybody.
Do you see, y'all, before they had that this meant something or this meant something or this meant something, I've been doing this with my hands for years. This is how I talk when I talk. So it doesn't mean anything. I'm not signaling anybody.
Just came down here for him.
Okay. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you coming by.
No problem.
And listen, you're not a dangerous person. Don't touch anybody. Don't physically attack anybody.
I see it this way. When it comes to force, if they have force to me, I have force back.
Right. I don't resist. I'm not going to resist. So just be careful, okay?
Oh, well, you know what we can.
Okay.
No, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. So sorry. Shake this man's hand, too. Sorry, partner. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, man.
My pleasure. Chille.
My name's Barry Joe, man.
Barry Joe.
Yeah,
Barry.
Joe, J-O-B-E.
I'm gonna move my. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
We're watching one of them right now with David. David's actually a childhood friend of mine.
I'm gonna move my bag. Why don't you jump in my car? Okay. Give me 1 second.
One of the characters lived at the top of my road in South Point.
Who did? Blankenship,
McKnight? The big K9 unit with no tag on it.
Okay.
It's parked at the top of my road every day.
Every day. And tell me your story.
Well, I don't really have a story. I've just been watching you, and it's provoked me to feel the same way you do. These people are absolutely running people over. The city down here at Colgrove just got their whole force resigned.
Oh, that's
of
right.
What was going
In a small village of Colgrove, the police walked out. Village Councilman Andy Holmes says the entire Colgrove Police Department has resigned. In response to the resignation of his 3 police officers, Police Chief Randy Lewis resigned from his position.
going on with them.
That's
so
right.
You think this next little town up the road is not doing the same thing?
Or worse.
They railroaded me down there. They pulled me over for not having my license, for not securing an operator. $1,300 fine.
So that would be the 8th Amendment against excessive fines and fees.
And told me if they wasn't paid within a timely manner. And then they asked me what I could pay on it, what I could afford to pay at that time. And when you tell somebody they owe you $1,300, that's not something you pay off at once.
No. You're not a billionaire?
Oh, no, not by any means, man. I'm actually unemployed.
Okay.
So they gave this man a $1,300 fine as he's unemployed and barely making a living.
But, we just seen what you were doing, and I heard that you were going to be at Peddlers, and I seen you talking to my buddy David.
Gotcha.
And it just strikes a nerve when these people are doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
You see it happen, like they're even trying to scare you by riding around the hotel and whatnot.
I'm not intimidated.
No,
I'm not scared in the slightest.
We have the utmost respect for you, man.
And people who are telling me to watch my back, from what?
Like you said, you've got all these cameras. I think they're the ones that need to be watching.
I got 3 different cameras in this van.
You see the camera in my back window right there? I got a camera in the side. I have a listening device in my glove box. I have a listening device over my head. I have a listening device on my person. So if they grab me, we'll be able to hear the audio at the very least.
Especially after that pullover in Tempe, and the cop lied and said I almost hit a car. Now I camered out because I'm not going to have it. Just like Sarah did. There's more cameras around Sarah's house than I can't tell you here.
It's the morning they pulled me over on the Ashland Bridge going into Ashland one morning. And I asked him the reason for pulling me over, and he said, because you swerved around a wine box. I didn't know if you threw it out or not. If I swerved around it, how did I throw it out?
I gotcha.
And that's where my $1,300 worth of fines came from. I had a joint on me. They took the joint, smoked it, did whatever they wanted to with it. Wasn't charged for marijuana at all. The only thing they said was you were driving without a license. $1,300. Smack the gavel.
Incredible.
It's my
that
buddy
truck
John.
that just pulled up here. When I heard him when he got it, he said, "Yeah, that's him, punk ass." He walked in the restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Like he said, he's not intimidated by nobody.
That's him.
Why would I be intimidated?
No, I know you would.
For what reason?
I'm just telling you.
I'm telling you my story about when Cole Grove pulled me over.
But hold on, can I jump in? No, pop his head and just come out here. So tell me about the Coral Grove Police Department. Tell me about who resigned over there, all of them, and who was the captain?
I'm not sure who the captain was at the time.
Hey, bud.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, turn that thing off.
Turn it off. Privately owned business. You may leave. I own the business.
Okay, I'll take off. No problem.
Hey,
No
John,
problem.
you
So can I got no problem. Give me a second. So I got a question just real quick. Do you guys like that I'm exposing the bad cops here?
You ain't exposed to no bad.
Listen, you
There's
are
no
not.
bad cops?
You are not
Not
going
my
to.
grandson.
Who's your grandson?
Blankenship.
What's your name? Are you Carl?
Hey,
No. You.
he just said grandson.
I said
okay?
turn that off, and I'll stop talking.
Well,
Listen, sir.
I'll point it at myself,
On the property.
but no problem.
I
I'll
own the
respect
property.
anything
Hey,
you want.
Listen, you leave, okay?
Okay, but
I just left
The
here. I gotta get
grandsons
my
are
kids.
young.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Ralphie.
All right.
What's up, man? How you doing?
You may
Hey.
leave the premises.
How much money do you make a year doing this? Just out of curiosity.
Not as much as I do as a
Ralphie,
TV producer.
Don't keep
No.
on going.
I'm not. I was just curious.
No, Ralphie called me a punk ass when he drove by, so I just want to know what you were thinking.
I didn't call you a punk ass.
Didn't you walk out and say that punk ass is here? Didn't know what you said?
They done ran
No, I
them
said
off
that
down
fucking
the street.
scumbag's here's what I said.
So you don't like that I'm rooting out the bad cops?
Ralphie.
There's not a bad cop in this town.
Not
You're the bad guy.
Blankenship? Not Blankenship?
No,
No,
they're not.
McKnight?
Not at all.
McKnight beating people up's not bad?
Look, dude,
Don't
you're
you-
a fucking scumbag.
Hey,
I am?
You're
I'm
a fucking
asking you
scumbag.
the only for the last time. You leave the premises now.
No problem. I'll do whatever you like. You asked me to leave, I have to leave.
These are my these are my
Well, I'm going to pull over here.
These are my
You asked me to leave, and I want to respect your wishes as a private business owner.
I'd rather you not.
It's not going to be.
It's not
It
worth
ain't
it.
nothing. Hell,
It's not worth it.
It's up to you, ma'am. If you ask,
They're
if he
my
wants to finish, it's up to
grandsons.
you.
Now listen to me. They're my grandsons.
Okay.
And I like to know why you're trying to.
You're trying to railroad good people, man. You had your shine.
Oh, I got dozens of reports that your grandsons are pieces of shit, that they're authoritarian bastards who abuse people. That's why I'm there, bro. I didn't make up those reports. Someone called me and told me that your sons are bastards.
You told me off. I
not
put you on
telling you
camera.
off.
You told me off.
I'm not telling
let
you
him
off.
speak. She asked me to leave. I want to
Yes.
respect your wishes.
These
let
kids,
him speak.
these kids that you're speaking ill of are good kids.
Oh, they are?
Yes, they are. I've known them since they were young
They
men.
are good kids.
Don't you worry about it.
He's trying to.
You should
he's
stick
trying
around
to-
a little bit and get to know them.
You
You should get to know them.
Do you want to
listen? Not listen.
Are you a bully, or do you want to give him his chance? Do you want to give him his chance to speak, Ralphie?
You're good. I
just want to give you your chance.
Listen. No, chill.
I'm worth it, and you're worth it too. We're all worth it.
No, I apologize.
We're worth fighting for our freedom. We're worth having the public discourse. We're worth having the debate. We are worth it. You are worth it. You feel a certain way, your feelings matter. What matters the most when you interact with somebody? What matters most is how you make them feel. That's what matters the most.
Right.
Worry about your
I'll give
you're
you a
fine.
chance.
Okay?
It aggravates me
Hey,
because
you
I
may
love
go.
these kids.
I understand how you
You
feel.
were told to turn it off and you didn't listen.
I'm gonna let's just go across the street.
No, you're leaving.
I'm gonna go right over there because
You're getting off the property right now.
I don't want. She asked me to leave. I have to ask you. I have to do her wishes because it's your property, right?
No,
Much respect.
It's good. These are good kids, man.
Well,
You're
hey, listen,
wrong,
I'll be
dude.
right across the street.
You're wrong on this.
You can tell me off, but I'll show you what I got.
I'm not gonna tell you off.
You already did.
I got mad and I maybe said too much. But it pisses me off because I know these are good kids. These are good kids, man.
So can I tell you what I got so far? No, you told me. Can I speak back to you, Ralphie? So
good,
far,
baby.
I've got
You're good,
over 24 people who said the Blankenships have beat them up. Let me finish. I let you finish.
Yes,
You said McKnight took people to the jail and took them off the cameras and beat them. Another guy said he put him in the back of the car and he beat him. Are they all lying?
We ain't talking about the
Are they all lying?
We
No, wait. You said your part. Answer a question.
How many good people are you dealing with?
Are they all lying? Is
We
every
ain't
person
talking about
lying?
McKnight. We're
How many
talking
good
about
people are
my
you dealing with?
The
grandson.
Blankenships.
Yeah,
Those are the ones who beat people up.
nobody. They ain't beat nobody.
I've got dozens of people who told me they beat them.
You know why? Because they're on drugs.
Oh, they're all on drugs.
Oh, you damn
So the
straight.
Blankenships only beat up people who do drugs.
They
Is that
don't
right?
beat up nobody.
What are you talking? I got one guy who won't tell his story on camera. Are they all lying? Is everybody lying? It's a question. Is everybody lying?
Be real about it.
Oh, I'm real, dog. I'm standing right here.
You're a fraud, bro.
There's just me and you standing
I
here.
said,
I
You
got
want to attack
anything.
me on
I
the
got
street?
anything you want. You're a
I
fraud.
said,
You do this.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You do this to get people to follow you.
Oh yeah,
Get people to
that's
donate money.
that's
That's
all
how
I
you
care
make
about.
your
This is
living.
all I
How
care
much money
about.
did you make last year? Out of curiosity.
I was homeless last year. I slept in an
Come on,
office.
bro. I seen you asking people the other day, and I seen people donating the money.
Okay.
You're a fraud. Okay. You act like you're helping people. You come to a small town like this to get people stirred up. People watch your shit.
Let me clear it up. You're right. I'm only doing this for me. This is only for me.
You're a fraud.
You got me. It's only for me.
You're a fraud.
You got a story, ma'am? Yeah. Well, I'm not going to hurt him. I want nothing to do with violence. I guess things are going to heat up here in Ironton today because now you got the cop suckers coming out. If they're good people, let's take what he said and make it true. The Blankenships only beat up people who do drugs. Well, let me just tell you something, folks. I lived in Hollywood for 20 years and I did drugs. You think I should have got beat up for doing drugs? You think you should get beat up? The Blankenships should beat you up. You heard that man's story. He went over a bridge, swerved over a box, and the next thing you know, he got $1,300 in fines and cops are all over him. This is anywhere town America. That's where I'm at right now. Just drop a pin where you live, pretty close to the same. Now, you may not have the same drug problem they have here. 1/3 of this town has a drug problem, according to everybody that I've talked to. That's not a statistic that I looked up. That's just what people are telling me, that 1/3 of these people have drug problems. That's what I'm hearing. And by the way, the interviews are proving out that that's pretty close to true. What laws have I broken?
Well, they was coming to take you to jail a while ago.
Oh, they was?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know. That woman said they was coming after you, but you got to wait before they got there.
Hey, Ironton Police Department. I'm sitting right across here, across from the Printing Press Express.
You're legal.
Come arrest me. So, this was something that I did in 2021, and then almost 2 years later now, I think 2021 was when I was there. 2022 I was, and so now we're finally exposing what's happened in Ironton, Ohio. It's
it's going to get a lot worse. You guys are about to see. You're going to see that what's happening in Ironton, Ohio, is a microcosm for what's happening all over the country. It's not just happening there; it's happening in your town. I asked this question yesterday for you guys to list the worst police departments in America, and there wasn't the same police department twice. I think someone said NYPD more than once or twice. I think someone said LAPD more than once or twice. But you can go ahead and list it now. List the worst police department in America. Just put it in the comment section. And you'll see as you read the comments, there's not the same answer twice. If there is, amazing. You guys must live in the same area. I mean, it's just mind-boggling to me how we are allowing this oppressive regime of tyranny to be played out right in front of us. I got it, KT. Thanks for giving me the order number. I already looked it up and I already communicated with the person whose order it was. Yeah. So, yeah, if you guys are, I don't, it's me doing the shipping. I don't miss. So if you're missing an order, I ship 100 things, 1 or 2% is going to fail no matter what I do. And I took control of the shipping in the end of November, the very beginning of December, I think it was. And I'm so adamant about making sure you guys get your trifold and your cop card that even when 1% fails because of the post office or because someone puts a, apartment B instead of apartment, B4, they didn't put their whole apartment number, because in a unit, it might say here's unit B, B1, B2, B3, B4. Well, when someone puts their address in, they put unit B, but they didn't put B number 4. And then it comes back to me. And so, I have my assistant running it down. It's really bad OCD. I can't wait until my assistant has the shipping down completely so that I can just literally send everything. That he can just do it all. And then, Smoked Insane, don't get angry. Don't drive angry. Don't drive angry. Smoked Insane. Shoot me an email now, Smoked Insane. I do have, just so you guys know, I have a couple people's videos downloaded. I have one video that's 5 minutes and 5 minutes. It's 2 of the same video from 2 different angles. I don't know whose video that is, and I don't show people's videos. So Smoked Insane, I may have downloaded your video, but I don't typically show people's videos unless I get permission first. So I just want to make sure that someone doesn't send me their video and then I don't violate them, and they already got violated by the cops. And then they sent it to me, hoping for a little empathy, a little bit of constitutional understanding. And then I aired the video and they're like, no, I didn't want you to air that. So I'm just really Smoked Insane. If I haven't seen your video yet, or if I haven't shown it yet, it's because I haven't got permission from you. I haven't talked to you on the phone. Shoot me an email, Smoked Insane, and then let's talk about it, and I'll text back and forth with you, or I'll jump on a phone call with you. Part of the shipping snafu that happened in November is I was able to become a lot closer with a lot of people on the team. I've had long conversations with lots of you now. I'm talking when we get talking on the phone, a few of you, we've talked for hours on the phone about justice and liberty and freedom and the principles of America. And I talked to one guy up in Montana. I'm not going to say his name, but we talked for a little over 3 hours. And, we both agree that if we go to violence, or we watch this country go to violence, that we failed the mission. We should be able to take our country back from these jackboot thug pigs through power, through legislation, petition, press, speech. By me becoming governor and changing policies of pigs from the top down, we should be able to take on this police state. Remember, it's just a bunch of bad people in government, but the paperwork is really good. Other than jurisprudence, which really screws us, other than stare decisis, which really screws us, it doesn't work. It's a screwed up system. The judicial system, the jurisprudence system, it doesn't work. The judge can just say, that's not the right case law. I'm going to use this case law. And then you lost your case, and that's the case law for 50 or 100 years. It doesn't work. So, you know what I'm saying? So I've been given the same deal. Someone asked me earlier, oh, wow, look at that. So Ordered my trifold on January 9th, received it today, the 22nd. So that's 13 days. That's how long shipping is taking. It's taking up to 2 weeks to ship you products. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. If I send these 2 days mail, if I send these express mail, I got to charge $40 a piece to make any profit at all. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So, I got these to where I can get it down to $20. I still make a little bit of profit and we can get them out. I dropped it down from $30 so we can get more out to the people. And then the shipping is just taking forever. It's just taken forever. So if you ordered something from me on the 10th, today's the 21st, 22nd, you probably still may not have it yet. Forging Time ordered theirs on the 9th and got theirs today, the 22nd. That's 13 days. So it's just taking a long time. It's just taking a long time. So yeah. And if you guys are missing anything, just hit me up, man. I have no problem with working with you. I'll get your stuff done. I give you my word. I mean, obviously, it took you 3 weeks. Is that right? Wow. Fish and Syndicate took 3 weeks. And just so you guys know, there's not more than 48 hours that passes when I get your order before it's shipped. At the very most, if you put an order in on Friday, it might not go out till Monday. I don't wait past 72 hours. I try to ship it within the same day that you ordered it. So it's just, you know what I mean? There's really nothing I can do. I mean, unless you want me to ship it 2-day mail and you want to spend $20 to ship it 2-day mail. I can email you the PDF. You can print it out until you get it. But it's you guys know, we have 450,000 subscribers here. It is not my business model for you to order a product from me and then not to ship it. it's just that's not my business model at all whatsoever. At all. You just got to keep on going. Oh, good. You got it. Finally. Great. Dave finally got his hoodie. What was that, Dave? It was almost 2 weeks to get your hoodie. Like, I think Dave, I know who Dave is. He and I have sent several emails back and forth. I think we even talked on the phone for about 30 minutes one day, right, Dave? And I know who Dave is. And I sent that at least about 2 weeks ago, Dave. I sent that 12 days. So you guys are hearing it from people. I'm just telling you, it just takes forever. It's taken a long time right now for shipping. Don't blame me. Relax. After 15 days, let's get worried about it and let's get let's get it out to you. You know what I mean? And then yesterday someone emailed me and literally their order is 2 weeks. And then I checked the ship log and I had to reship it because it didn't get there. Apparently it happens. It happens. Oh yeah. I sent it to you by email, instant gratification. Yeah. You should have it printed out. You should have several. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold, whether you printed it out or whether you bought it from me and I shipped it to you from Santa Monica, California. Just let me know if you have a trifold. And then put a 1 in the chat if you have a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards. So the deal I do, just so you guys know, if you order a trifold, they're $20. I'll give you a set of Fifth Amendment cop cards for free with your trifold order. If you order one of these, I'm going to give you a pair of these for free. And you get 2 of them. You get a driver and you get a non-driver card. The driver and non-driver card. So if you order a trifold from me, I'm going to give you a set of cop cards for free. You're welcome to buy them. They're $10. Thanks for buying them. But I religiously put a pair of cop cards in with every single trifold order. And I very rarely miss that. Very rarely. So if you need the PDF so you can print out multiple copies, or you want to print out copies and give them away to friends and family, just send me an email and say, hey, I need the PDF and I'll send it to you. People buy the PDF for $9. If you want to buy it, thanks. If not, I'll give it to you so that you have a copy. Whether you gave me a dime or not, I'll still email it to you. I sent off 160 something yesterday, 164, 165 free trifolds yesterday to people. Check your email. Check your spam folder. I sent off over 160 free trifolds yesterday to people. Yesterday, I clicked on my machine for an hour. So, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, I got a doctor's appointment at 3:30, so I got to get the flock out of here. I've been on it for 2.5 hours. I've been on here for a long time, so I got to get the flock out of Dodge. But Patriarch 47. Anybody else think Chevy's a total stud? Chevy has been here with me since the very beginning. He has backed me when I was upside down. Chevy helped me. Like, Chevy has been just such a phenomenal friend to me. Helped me when I was so far down. Bought the PDF to pass it out as knowledge. You can, and by the way, if you guys get the $9 trifold, whether you buy it from me or I give it to you, feel free to print out 100 copies and give them away to family and friends. It is no skin off my back. If they want to come around and buy a $9 digital later because they have it, great. If they don't, I don't care. You can print out as many as you want. You can give these away to as many family and friends as you want. It's no skin off my back. The reason I lowered the cop cards down to $10 is so more people would have them in their wallet. The book won't come out till next year. I'm going to finish 2024. I'm going to wait till after the November election and then publish my book early next year, Why You Want to Vote for Me for Governor. And I'm doing an entire series called I'm Running for Governor of Your State. Here's the changes I'm making. Would you vote for me? So I have an entire series coming out that I've been working on right now. I don't know if there's any t-shirts online, but there might be. If you want a t-shirt, hit me up. Felicia, what's going on with you today, kid? Holy smokes. Holy smokes, Felicia. Thank you for the super chat. Felicia, feel free to shoot me an email and let me know what I can send out for you. Some trifolds, maybe some cop cards you can give away to friends and family. You know, I appreciate the donation. I'm humbled by it, but at the same time, I want to give. You know, I want to give, not just receive. So thank you, Felicia, for that. But shoot me an email with your mailing address so I can send you off some trifolds and some cop cards that you can give away, like your Santa Claus or Mrs. Santa Claus on this particular case. Thank you. I appreciate your support. I really do. It means an absolute ton to me. You know, it really does. Awesome, Felicia. You're absolutely. Thank you so much. We don't stop. We don't stop. We can't stop. And, you know, like, you see what I'm doing here. And just so you guys know, I will continue down this road until I'm governor. There's going to be people, you'll see them, like, for example, like Chevy and V. Boyer and Mikey and Greg. And there's so many people who have been here. Artisto has been here since the very beginning. I Am God has been here for a long time. Gloria has been here since the beginning. Fish and Syndicate. I know you've been around for a long time. Then we got new people coming in. Mr. Bones is coming in. Jackboot Thug Pigs is fairly new. Shaniqua is fairly new. Les Paul's been here since the beginning. Dale Allen, thank you so much, man. Just go to Delete Laws, Dale, and get a pair of cop cards. And then put in your notes section, hey, this is Dale Allen from YouTube, and I'll throw you something free in the envelope too. But yeah, Angie's been here for a long time. Chris Alderson is fairly new to Team DLZ, but just a diehard. There's so many people in here who truly, truly care, truly, truly care. Felicia, new to Team DLZ. You can tell she's been here. She deeply cares about what we're doing. And I give you my word, Wyatt Elder is in here. Mikey B, always. Shanta, Smoked Insane, so good to see you. Beware the Lion Slayer. Just Lion Slayer, watch a few more of my videos. I'm not beating you up, but remember, it'll only take you a month or two of watching what I show what these pigs do, and you may change your perspective. But I'm not going to stop calling them pigs. I hope you're not offended. You know what I'm saying? It's just, let's go OTVO. Dakota Wolf, Kevin's been here for a little while. Yeah, Kevin's been here for a couple years. KT, diehard. Brandy, diehard. What's the matter, you man? It's you know, just so you guys know, as the creator of this startup that we're doing together, you know, to see so many people, Wyatt, you know, there's so many people that I'm just so humble. Dave and I had a great talk on the phone. Like, just so many people. Steve, such a good dude, man. Steve is supportive and always shows up and always positive. SWE Observer, man, I got nothing but love for you, brother. Sorry I missed your call yesterday. I'll give you a call back within the next 24 hours. So You Say is here. Hopefully, So You Say, I think your hoodie may have shipped today. So You Say, I can't remember your legal name off the top of my head, but that's what's going to be. But So You Say, just shoot me an email with your order number. I'll check on your hoodie. I have a tracking number for the hoodies. So just check on that. And then, Right on. Stomper, good to see you. All right, listen, I better get the flock out of here. If I didn't say your name, it's not because I don't appreciate you. It's just there's thousands of people. So anyway, listen, Alan Grady, good to see you, man. Black Knight, so good to see you. I'm going to get the flock out of here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for coming on my TED Talk. Later, Gators.